What do you think, Noah? Is that Denny's or Animal?
I'm thinking that's Denny's.
Gonna go with Denny's on that.
I'd love to hear that again, Kev.
Oh, I hear you, yeah. You hear them just talking to each other. It's like a language all their own.
Does that have a chicken sound to it?
Yeah, it does. It's a tough, challenging one, but you got it correct there, Noah. That is actually Denny's.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host. And his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast. So don't get her pissed. It's Jason. Talks like a spaz. And they love to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the KVJ show. How is everybody today?
Good morning.
Ready for a big old Wednesday here?
I can't believe it's Wednesday already.
I know.
That was quick.
It is definitely flying by.
This week is like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Well, I was looking ahead because, last weekend there's just actually too many things going on, and I'm looking to this weekend, and there's really not anything going on.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. So
we need balance, Kevin.
Yeah, if you're kind of worn out from the Super Bowl, you probably get a little bit of a break. There's a few little things that we'll take care of here and let you know about the end of the week. You can get that KVJ E-Blast. That went out yesterday. We do it a couple times a week. On Friday, we have the weekend events. Yesterday, we sent out a couple classic KVJ videos, last week's top 5 moments from the KVJ show, if you missed that. And we came to a resolution on the top 5 cars that a-holes in South Florida drive. So we had the official list on yesterday's E-Blast. So, and it changed a little bit too because we factored in a poll and Facebook answers and all that kind of stuff. So it was a little bit different than what you heard on the radio show. So if you would like to get that E-Blast, just go to our website, kvjshow.com. In the upper right-hand corner, you just simply put in your email address and you'll get it right there.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in just a second in your Dirt of the Day, I will tell you about a possible nude photo link. What major recording artist possibly had a bunch of nude photos hit the internets yesterday? Whoopsie. We'll tell you who it was coming up in just a second. Before we get into that, we told you yesterday about how Jay-Z and Beyonce were sitting through the national anthem at the Super Bowl, and a lot of people assumed it was a protest, but I guess Jay-Z has now officially commented on it because everybody and their mother was asking him about it.
Oh, yes.
And he said, no, it wasn't anything about a protest. We had just got to our seats and we were laser focused on Demi Lovato's performance from a business standpoint. They were looking at the show, the microphones. Was it too low? The music at first. They were concerned about the audio and aspects of the show because I guess Rock Nation is now producing all of the entertainment at Super Bowls.
Okay.
And so he says that there was no silent protest. They were just watching to see as producers that everything was going off. They weren't thinking about it. Do you believe them?
I don't know, but
I don't think I do.
Hey, look, you know what? To me, do what you want to do.
Well, everybody around you is standing up.
Right. And here's the thing. If you are producing the audio for the Super Bowl halftime shows, there are a lot of Americans that take that stuff very seriously.
Yes.
And if you are just to me, I grew up in an era where if you had a ball cap on during the anthem, somebody in the crowd would slap the ball cap off your head.
Oh, big time.
They wouldn't even mess around.
This is America, son.
Yes. It was not anything that you even had an option to do. It was, and I think, that was a generation that was a little bit fresher off of a mass amount of deaths.
And war.
They knew the sacrifices that were made, and so that really meant something. And We are a little bit further removed from that.
But yeah, in my time, if when I played baseball through college, if I didn't stand for the anthem, you probably wouldn't play. The coach would get so mad. That's what would happen.
And I have a feeling that whatever it was they did, whether it's just, a brain fart or negligence, or maybe they were secretly trying to make some kind of stance, if they are tied in with the NFL, I can promise you there is going to be a coalition of people that are going to be writing the NFL that is going to be upset, and you are going to have advertisers saying, you know what, we're not going to be advertising with you any longer if you're going to employ a group that is not going to stand for the national anthem. I don't know if it'll go anywhere, but I know a lot of people are really upset, and I can tell you that these kind of things will probably happen. When it comes to a personal level, if you don't want to stand for the anthem, don't stand for the anthem.
Yeah,
that's fine.
that's on you.
But you run into a dangerous position when you have a partnership and a monetary gain from being partnered with the NFL, and they're putting on the Super Bowl halftime show. When somebody sees that connection and dollars happening, people will say, well, then my dollars will not go to you because you are giving dollars to them.
Yeah.
I promise you that will happen next.
Well, back in 2017, Shannon Doherty announced that she was done with chemo and in remission from breast cancer. But sadly, yesterday, the news broke that her cancer is back and it's stage 4. Here's a little bit of Shannon making that announcement.
It's going to come out in a matter of days or a week that I have stage 4. So my cancer came back, and I don't think that I've processed it. It's a bitter pill to swallow in a lot of ways.
It's not fair. Why
I
me?
have definitely
Why me?
days where I say, why me? And then I go, well, why not me? Who else? You know, who else besides me deserves this? None of us do.
That's rough.
That is rough. And finally here, DJ Calvin Harris may have fallen victim to a nude photo leak. Yesterday, Calvin was trending on social media, but not for the good reasons. He was trending because everybody was drinking in his wanker, I think. A few signs that it may be him. People are comparing shirtless pictures of him and saying, yeah, that's his chest. But so far, his people have not released a personal statement.
But he was hacked, though?
Yes, that's what they're saying.
That's messed up,
he
man.
was hacked.
That ain't cool.
And somebody else leaked the pictures, or maybe that he wasn't hacked, but somebody had them and leaked them.
Still ain't cool.
It wasn't him that put them out there either way. So yes, it's definitely not cool. And that's what's going on in your dirt of the day.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you got on your mind today, Jay Bird?
I love when I find a new snack that I didn't really know was going to be so delicious. Oh my gosh, I have become a macaroon goon.
Which kind of macaroons? Because there's two. So there's a French macaroon, and then there's a coconut macaroon.
I got nuts with the coconuts. I could not believe how good they were. Denny's and Jen had some, and like, yeah, you want a macaroon? I'm like, yeah, I'll try macaroon. I guess I've never really gone through the macaroon phase in my life.
It's like a chewy, coconutty, caramely cookie, right?
Fat Kevin, you would have. I mean, did you have macaroons, Fat Kevin?
I think I've had macaroons. Yeah, they're very tasty.
They are. Then I was thinking about all of these ideas you could do. Macaroni and cheese. You could basically are making. No, hear me out. It's a macaroon cheesecake. Macaroni and cheese. Just
Okay,
a play
yeah,
on
that
words.
would absolutely work.
Oh, I found something that
You
I
could
love.
make a macaroon crust and then make the cheesecake in it.
So what's this other macaroon you're talking about?
So the other macaroon is much more complicated to make. It's French, and it's my favorite macaroon.
Fancy.
It's like a little biscuit, but the texture of it is just unbelievable. They're really tricky to make. Me and Mags learned how to make them, and they're super tricky to make. But once you learn and you buy all the stuff, they're very special.
They are so fattening. I had 5 of them, and I think it was over 700 calories. But
Congratulations.
I'm a macaroon goon.
Okay.
My new favorite snack. I'm gonna get off the pound cake onto the macaroons.
What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, what I have on my mind is something I saw for you, Jay Bird. Did you know that a classic Star Wars toy is returning to stores after 40 years?
Can I guess what it is?
Yeah, try.
Is it the Boba Fett figure they never released because they were afraid kids were going to choke on the rocket?
Nope.
I want to keep playing this game. I know, but Kevin's going to play. All right, we got to end this.
Yeah, Kevin is literally ticking.
Because I've got 10 more guesses.
I'll just tell you before Kevin punches us. It's the Imperial Troop Transport.
I have it.
It's a vehicle that was released as part of the toy line back in '79 to
remember that,
support
yeah.
the original movie.
That's so weird. That's one of the latest ships that I've gotten.
Really?
I got an OG one, yeah.
It's available for pre-order for $70 and will come out this spring. But you have the classic. I wonder how much the classic is now going to be worth.
It's not. It's. I think it's worth like $200, something like that. And then again, I don't have it with the directions, and the box isn't completely mint condition, Virginia, and blah blah blah.
I just thought that you were kind of like ahead of the curve.
Yeah, well,
he is.
They have this whole. Danny's just making fun of me. He's calling me the biggest toy dork because what they've done is they've made the whole 1977 line. They've done replicas of it. They look identical, but so if you put them on your stand, nobody would know. But I would know they're not the real deal.
You can tell.
Yeah, he's like, come on, dude, don't be such a dork.
You can probably tell by the manufacturing, right? Like the
they're
way that they built them.
They're made even better now.
Really?
Yeah, back in the day, I mean, they were made terrible. Although Star Wars and G.I. Joe, the original, made very, very good.
Okay.
Oh, macaroons?
This is a toy aficionado over here.
Macaroons and toys?
It's just his kind of day.
It's been your 10 minutes.
You know, we've talked before about what you do when you see a celebrity and how do you handle it. Yesterday, I saw a celebrity and I was like, oh, man, I kind of wanted to say something, but I did not. I was at the Breakers for a meeting, and we were kind of like that back bar area, and we were getting ready to leave. And I'm walking, and I'm talking to these two guys that I had the meeting with, and I'm looking down the hall. I'm like, oh, my gosh, that's Bob Costas.
Oh.
And he, continues walking. So I said, you know what? I got these two guys. They're kind of walking a little bit in front of me. I'll just wait and see what they do if they say something and they could open the door. And here we come. Here comes Bob Costas. And if you don't know what Bob Costas is, he's a guy, it's a legendary sportscaster. He's been on forever. He's done all kinds of sporting events. He does the Olympics and things like that. You've probably seen him there. He's been on NBC. And so he comes walking and just goes walking by, and these guys don't even flinch. I'm like, man, they are cooler than I am. And we got all the way down the hall. I'm like going, so y'all didn't even say anything to Bob Costas? I'm like going, where? They didn't even see Bob Costas walk right by him.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and he was gone, and, whatever.
The moment was gone.
The moment was gone. And but I'm like, I almost was like, hey, Bob, but, I didn't even do that. Did I play it right by being totally cool? Should I have said, hey, Bob, or
Don't ask me, because I am the most terrible gauge. I always would say something, do something, take a picture.
So Bob Costas is the kind of guy, he's going to like if you come up to him and say, Bob Costas, you're just so great. I respect you. He likes that kind of stuff, I think.
You think so?
I do. I
you
really
can't go
do.
wrong with that.
Yeah, especially because he's kind of old school. If you're polite with your manners and lead with that, I think he's going to respect that.
Okay.
He's very traditional, very old school.
Because I wasn't really sure, like, where he was going to be on that.
I know a lot of people are annoyed by Bob Costas. I think he's very good.
Yeah, no, I think he's great. And, I think most people have it where every now and they step in it politically or something like that. And then obviously you get everybody all upset.
I'm sure he's done that many a time. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about his interview skills.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you ever want to see a good interview, watch his first interview with Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon goes full on WWE on him in the interview.
Really?
Yeah, he gets real close in his face. I'm talking to you, Bob.
Well, the other thing I look to is sometimes I consider the setting. If they're out in public someplace, it's like, okay, you're free to the wolves. But when you're in a place where you should, I guess, be able to assume some point of like, hey, I'm here like at the Breakers or I'm at Walt Disney World Resort or something like that. I'm on vacation. I'd like to be left alone. So
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that?
As long as you're quick and cool, I think it's okay.
Quick and cool.
Look, if you're a celebrity, you probably have to understand that people are going to want your picture when you go out. That just happens sometimes.
And if you make it polite, like Jay Bird said, and you make it quick, now you don't want to hold the guy up.
Right.
You don't want to mess up his day because he don't want to talk to you. Newsflash, they got stuff to do. But if you make it super fast and you're super sweet, then I think you can get out of there with what you need and what Bob needs.
Back in the day, my brother saw Randy Macho Man Savage eating food at 2J's by himself, and he walked right up to me and goes, "Hey man, do you mind just giving an autograph from my brother?" And he was really cool about it and signed it with a crayon on the menu for me.
Really?
Yeah, he was real cool about it.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Macho Man.
Yeah, I thought I was going to just throw out the, "Hey, Bob," and then see how he reacted. If he's like, ugh.
It worked for Vanilla Ice.
You know, you're right. I did. That's right. I took a chance on that.
You stalked him. You followed him out in the parking lot.
I know. Now we're friends.
BFF, some would say.
Yes. Somebody said, what a great chance for a great meetup. Love Bob Costas. Kev, you blew it.
You blew it. You did blow it.
Okay. I thought I was just curious.
The word is in.
Okay. I blew it. All right. I blew my chance. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, you remember Damon Wayans? He is with the Wayans brothers, the family. I mean, they've got, my goodness, you've got Keenan, you got Sean, you got Marlon, you got Damon Wayans Jr. All of them are making money and
Big time.
projects, and they've been around for a while. When I was looking through Damon Wayans' IMDb, and he's going to be at the Palm Beach Improv coming up this weekend, you know, he just recently was on that Lethal Weapon TV series until last year that was on, and I remember it got a little bit of publicity because remember his co-star kind of like flipped out, went nuts, and then they fired him from the show, and they brought in Stifler. He was also in some other great shows like My Wife and Kids and Living Color back in the day, and an underrated movie called The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis.
Me and Denny's were just talking about that movie. We didn't even know we were interviewing Damon Wayans. Like a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about that movie. Highly underrated.
I think it popped up somewhere because I saw it too and almost watched it again.
I saw that 3 times in the theater.
Yeah. So we got to talk to Damon Wayans about The Last Boy Scout, and if you approach him in public, how is he going to treat you? If you want to try the Bob Costas on him, we'll hear what Damon had to say coming up next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
It's going to be at the Palm Beach Improv, somebody that you should check out. If you've never seen him live, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Damon Wayans is in studio with us right now. Damon, how are you?
Hey, yo! Hey! I'm good. What's happening? How y'all doing?
Good. Fantastic.
Beautiful.
Very excited to have you here. For me, just looking down at what you've done, you know, I know you shaped a lot of people's lives, but as I look through all the movies and everything you've come up with, I know exactly where I was when I first saw it and saw it again. And I'm just like, man, you were a big part of who I was growing up from high school and into college and all that, man.
That's awesome.
Just always watch your stuff. We would redo every voice you did, every skit you did, like all through everything. So
hopefully some of it I got you in trouble.
Oh, yeah. No, all of it got me in trouble. My mom's like, what did you say? I'm like, oh, nothing. Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
But I was just looking down at, you know, some of the stuff that you had done. In fact, it was just maybe a week ago. I had gone by The Last Boy Scout. They had put up on a Netflix or something like that. It had come up. I'm like, you know, that is one of those movies that if you have not seen that, that is one of the best movies from that era, the early 90s, that if you have not seen that movie, you've got to see that movie.
Well, I got to see it because I only seen it once.
Have you really?
Yeah, at the premiere. That was it.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never watched it. I told myself when I get about 75, I'm going to sit back and watch everything my family has done, and including the stuff that I've done. Because for me, if I sit and watch what I did, I'm not thinking about what I'm about to do.
Gosh, that's
so it's like you got to kind of let it go. What's the next thing, as opposed to, that's why I don't like social media, because it's like I'm already great. Everybody tells me I'm great. Why work?
Yeah. Well, it could be either way too. I mean, it gives you. I don't think it gives you ever an accurate representation, good or bad, of who you are. It probably tells you you're a lot better than you are, and it probably tells you a lot worse than you really are.
You only read the good stuff. Most people only hang on to the good stuff. It's like golf. You go there and you suck, but you make one little putt from 3 feet, and you go, "I'm coming back."
Yeah.
I'm good at this.
I look at your career and where you've been, because, I mean, you've done TV, you've done movies, you've done a little bit all over the place with this. how is it you pick out projects and where you want to go? Is it something where you think it's going to be a career move that's going to be good for you, or do you just feel like, you know what, I feel like doing this kind of project right now, or is it just the opportunity that comes up?
Well, I think I'm an artist, which means I don't work a lot. I'm too busy trying
You're
to
always unemployed
figure
out, after every
yeah,
project, yeah.
trying to figure out what I'm going to do.
Uh-huh.
And at this point in my life, it got to feel good for me to, get out of the bed. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah,
and
right.
stand up right now feels good, as opposed to like trying to do a movie or I actually turned down the Aretha Franklin movie.
Really?
Yeah, because they wanted me to play her father.
Okay.
And in the movie, it alludes to the fact that he molested her.
Oh, no.
And I don't know if I want to play that guy.
Yeah.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah, no, I hear
You know
you.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Because people have done those roles and they wear that hat, and people
Yeah.
sometimes can't separate that was a role that you played.
Yeah, but it's also the mindset of, what do
Okay.
I have to do every day for 3 months to trick myself into believing that I might be banging my daughter.
It's
Yeah.
negative.
It's yucky.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
icky, and you have to.
I guess to
you
do
have
it right.
to honestly live it, and you know what I mean. You have to let yourself live it in your mind, not actually do it. I'm
Sure.
not a method actor.
Not on that
Invite
one.
my daughter out to lunch.
No.
You look really good.
Yeah.
Here's some lingerie. I know it's
Hey,
weird.
you look like your mom, you remind me of your mother. No, but it's just I turned it down for that reason. And the funny thing is, my brother Marlon got cast after I turned it down, not as that character, but as her boyfriend. But the movie looks amazing. He's going to win all kinds of Oscars.
Yeah,
I know it.
I could see that.
Yeah, but I did what I had to do to feel how I want to feel in life.
Even
makes sense.
If I would tell you that you are guaranteed an Oscar for that role, would you take it for
No.
that? No. Okay.
No, because it's not worth what I would have to go through emotionally to get to that Oscar. I could buy myself an Oscar. They sell them. Write whatever I want on it and say, you know what, this is for Major Payne. You won an Oscar. Blank man. That's screenplay.
Is there ever anything, especially when you were starting out, that you set saying one day I'm going to get that, I want to achieve that level? Was it money? Was it car? Was it an award? Was it anything like that you ever set, young buck out in the game trying to make it happen?
I just never want to be broke again. I never want
Yeah.
to miss a meal because I have to. We're just
Yeah.
broke, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so for me, it's being able to do that, to provide for my family and, people who I love. I'm able to help them out, and, that's all I want.
Uh-huh.
And I don't really need, I don't need to be in everything and everywhere. It's just not how I get down.
Yeah.
I see people and I'm amazed by the energy that they can put into, doing 20 movies a year and, being on social. I'm just not that guy.
Yeah. And, hey, you've done a lot,
Yeah.
So it's,
Well, the thing is, I feel like, I'm in the history books.
Yes.
We've done some good work, and now it's just about being able to work when I want to work.
yeah.
I don't have nothing to prove.
When you first started, so you talk about, just being able to eat. You obviously got a talented family. Do you think everybody was motivated by the same things, and what motivates you? Because your name with your family is unlike really. I can't think of many American families that have got that many talented and successful people that came out of it. And usually there's a motivator that's there. Maybe it's sibling rivalry. Maybe it's like you said, trying to just get something to eat.
Well, I think that the family is all motivated by this. We do have a competitive drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Marlon's like the town whore with comedy. He's just everywhere doing anything. And
Yeah.
Keaton and Sean, we're pretty much from the same school. So we're gonna work when we want to work, and hopefully we'll do good work when we work, as opposed to just work to work.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
And Marlon is like a guy who he just needs to be seen. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
really just wants to be the greatest, and it's like trying to help him understand that sometimes greatness is just sitting down and just shutting the hell up.
Yeah,
Be
big
great
time,
at that.
big time.
Be great at thinking.
Yeah.
But he's really good at working hard.
Has fame changed anybody in your family that you've noticed more than others? Like they're different than
Besides Marlon?
So he wins that
The
award.
child award. And he
wins
knows
the award.
it.
And he knows it.
Jezebel.
Well, you've got many chances to see Damon Wayans Thursday. We're doing an 8 o'clock show Friday. You got 7:30 and 10 that is going to be going off Saturday, 7 and 9:30, and Sunday at 7 o'clock. Go out, see the process, see the jokes, go see it many
See
times.
what he's laughing at.
See what he's laughing at, all that stuff. And like I said, you are seeing a legend too, and it's something you got to definitely go out and check out. PalmBeachImprov.com or call 561-833-1812. Thanks for taking the time. I know
Thanks
we
for
talked to
having
you
me.
off.
Yeah.
Appreciate it,
This
man.
was awesome. Thank you, guys.
you.
Appreciate
Peace
it.
and love. Thank you.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach. Here's what's coming up on the Dirt of the Day. Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in your dirt of the day, lawsuits are flying. Chris Cornell's widow, Vicky, is going to be suing Soundgarden, and Soundgarden is going to be countersuing her. What the heck is going on? I will tell you coming up in your dirt.
Entertainment updates 5 minutes after every hour from the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
It was close on downloads. I think it's going to be close on votes, too. We got the poll going up, just taking out the initial results. Shakira, Jennifer Lopez from the Super Bowl, they seemed really, I wonder if they're friends in real life. If they hang out, how that all came out, or was it just a completely professional agreement that put them on the same stage for music's biggest night and 103 viewers?
I don't know. That's a good question. They at the end when they were hugging, because I was looking.
Yeah.
Always try to look and say, are these girls catty? Do they like each other? What's going on?
I know, right? Yeah.
They looked sincere. And it looked, I mean, J-Lo is just a goddess standing next to
Yeah.
Shakira. So I think that, like, Shakira's like her little sister.
Definitely can't stand each other. Full on competition with one another. It was all for the camera.
I thought it was awesome when I saw it. But yeah, somebody tweets me, why'd you got to pit women against each other?
Oh, Kevin, you man.
No, we're not doing that. I mean, it's just, they were on the stage together, and these are numbers. and these are facts.
I think Kevin's pitting
Yep.
women against each other.
Completely
I do.
sexist, yep.
Yeah.
Trying to tear down the female species. Shakira, 957% increase in downloads. J-Lo had 800%. Virginia thinks it's because Shakira is more of an unknown in the U.S., and J-Bird thinks that J-Lo and J-Bird, there's too many J's around here.
There it is.
J-Lo Bird. I think it's because Shakira has better music. So we'll see exactly what the polls say. You can go and hit that up. Something I'm sure that J-Bird is probably going to be even more passionate about is food. Buy, sell, baby.
Love it.
Do you remember Dunkaroos?
I do.
You know they're coming back.
I love it.
Does that excite you? Would you go buy them? Or is it one of those things? Because I notice that a lot where they have a product that was out and they discontinue it and we become heartbroken. And then they're like, oh, wait, there's a rush of people who actually really do like it. And then they put it back out. And then quickly we realize, you know what? I didn't like it that much.
I didn't love Dunkaroos. I'm glad that they're bringing back old school stuff, but was it one of my favorites? No, it was not.
Yeah, I think
Bring
they
back
might,
some other stuff,
they
actually.
might find out quickly why Dunkaroos had to go away in 2012. If you don't know what they are, they're the kangaroo-shaped cookies, and they had frosting with them. Now, only one flavor is going to be available coming up this summer when they come out. Vanilla cookies with rainbow sprinkled vanilla frosting.
Okay, so you know me very well. What's my knock on Dunkaroos?
Well, I don't think you're going to like, first of all, the vanilla part, the vanilla cookie.
Well, the fact that they're given the size of your chocolate or whatever your dip, your frosting,
Yeah.
it's for a child. I'm a grown man. I need at least
Okay.
4 pockets of chocolate.
I didn't realize it was small. It's just not enough.
It's
for
not
them.
enough, in
It's
my
not
opinion.
enough.
In my opinion.
Maybe they should bring it back bigger then. That'd be a nice commentary for it.
He wants like a butter tub of dipping sauce.
Keep in mind who you're talking to. I'm a frosting guy. I like things big. I like it bold.
I think we all love frosting, right?
But I like a lot.
To me, when it comes to birthday cake, frosting's always the star.
Or unless you have an ice cream cake, the black crunchy things are the star.
You're right,
Oh, I
absolutely.
love black crunchy things.
Yeah.
That whipped cream frosting, too, they put on an ice cream cake. Oh, so good.
I want to do breakfast so bad.
Just wait, I'm not done yet.
Oh, baby.
Papa John's has got a new product out called the Papa Dia.
Are we and start benchmarking where we'd like to be, but be
I'm at a
realistic.
Papa John's board meeting.
We can't obtain or
About to taste test some new food that's not even out yet. Coming soon.
So Shaq is letting the world know about the Papa Dia.
I love how he's secretly whispering in a board meeting that he's probably not supposed to be recording. That sounded awesome.
And you're the first to know about it. Remember the name Papa Dia. It's gonna be a big one.
Okay.
I am a huge fan of pizza sandwiches. I believe that's what it is.
That's
right?
what it is. It's a pizza sandwich. I saw the video because they have a video out, so this is obviously all orchestrated. Shaq's not that big of a rebel. It
Come
looks.
on.
Have you ever seen like what they do with the quesadilla, where they flip it over and you got the cheese in there? It's really kind of like a cheese pizza quesadilla kind of thing.
Kevin's mansplaining pizza sandwiches to us, Virginia.
I had to have him explain it. I didn't know what it was.
I've always loved them. Well, since I was a kid, I would get them custom made at any kind of restaurant. I go, can you make me a pizza sandwich?
Yes.
Papa Dia.
I'm a fan of that.
One of my favorites was, the Pizza Crossing in my hometown of Logan, Ohio. They used to have the pizza sub. It was kind of like you would have a sub. It was toasted, kind of like hoagie roll, and then they would put tons of cheese, slather with pepperoni and all that kind of stuff. Very oily.
Welcome to the show, Fat Kevin.
Oh, it's
nice
good
to
stuff.
have you, my friend.
It was good stuff. Sounds like you're buying the Papa Dia.
I am.
Sounds convenient. Like you walk around with it, and that's sometimes the thing with pizza is you can't put, top and bottom.
I
Yes,
know.
you can.
I know Pizza Hut had the Pizzone a while ago. That was kind of like
Yeah, I know.
their own.
Is this going to be much different? And if you love your breakfast, they've got Wendy's breakfast is going to go nationwide on March 2nd. They're going to have things like a burger with bacon and eggs on top. They're going to have a honey chicken biscuit sandwich and a mix of coffee and chocolate or vanilla frosty ice cream. That for breakfast.
What are you guys' thoughts on this? If fast food place sold French fry ice cream, do you like that?
Well, is it French fries inside the ice cream?
It is kind of like with the Wendy's Frosty. You would eat it, but it already have the salted French fries in there, and they're a little warm too. So,
Mags was doing that with her milkshake the other day. I think it's fun. If it makes you happy, baby, do it.
but I think that would be an item that would sell.
I'm going to say no on your item. Let me tell you why. I think when you get the hot fries and you dip them in the cold Frosty, it works that way. But if you had the cold fries and a Frosty, I think you'd be like, ugh. And the reason I say that is because they just had somebody that went into an ice cream shop and he tried what they had called macaroni and cheese ice cream. And he did a review of it and he said the flavor wasn't bad, but you can't freeze pasta. It basically turns into ice chunks, and the consistency when you're eating, it was just like, the flavor was like, oh, not bad. And you're like, ugh, like when you hit the pasta part. So it's almost like you could season an ice cream for macaroni and cheese, and you could season possibly the Frosty that way. So it would have taste like fries, but if you put French fries in there, it's going to be, the consistency and texture is going to be awful.
My God, Fat Kevin just taught me something. Thank you, my leader.
You're welcome, yes.
Oh my gosh, I pledge
your flavor is-
I pledge my loyalty to you, Fat Kevin. You are my leader.
Revenge of the Fat Kid.
You make great points.
He's back.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in a second, it looks like you're going to see some lawsuits flying back and forth between Chris Cornell's widow, Vicky, and Soundgarden bandmates, you know, Chris's former band. Coming up in a second, I will tell you exactly why. Before we get into that, remember when the Kevin Hart accident happened? And everybody, immediately lawyered up. We were all like, oh my gosh, there's going to be so many lawsuits.
That's the one where he left his friends behind?
Yes. So that's the one where nobody was wearing a seatbelt, and Kevin got seriously jacked up and had to have spinal surgery. Now, his friend was the one driving. I think the friend's girl was also in the car. And it was the friend's fault. He allegedly gunned the vehicle, lost control, and then wrecked it. But what we're hearing now is, even though everybody lawyered up initially, there's going to be no lawsuit, no money, no exchanging hands of anything. It sounds like everybody's kind of just said, all right, it was an accident. Kevin's not suing them. They're not suing Kevin. Nobody's suing the manufacturer of the car. Originally, they had talked about that because they should have upgraded the harnesses, but nobody was wearing a seatbelt. So does it matter? I think everybody just hashtag be cool in the moment said, you know what? This was an accident and this was nobody's intention, and so nobody's suing anybody.
I have a big time feeling that some money or benefits exchange hands.
I think off the record you're probably right. But to who and how?
We don't need to make this public. We don't need any paperwork around this.
Right.
Something weird happened that night.
Something had to, right? I mean,
We're all good. You want to stay in my camp. You want all the perks of being my friend.
We keeping this all quiet.
Yes.
But who paid who? Like, Kevin's very wealthy, and these people, who are they? Are they wealthy too? Like, I think the guy was like a producer, so like he's probably got his own money. Do they all just walk away and go, you know what? We're gonna be friends, and we're not gonna let this break us all up?
That's probably what Kevin said. They probably got money behind the scenes without any lawyers involved. Just because you're a producer doesn't mean you don't want more money.
So
Everybody wants
you
more
think
money.
Kevin paid the friend that was driving, the guy whose fault it was?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's just fascinating. I like to know people's details. This is certainly fascinating, too. Jurors at the Harvey Weinstein rape trial had to look at nude pictures of him this week, presumably to collaborate his alleged victims' descriptions of his quote-unquote odd genitalia. Yeah. Not only is Harvey Weinstein ugly in the face, I guess he's ugly in the junk, too. And the women that are his victims are giving specific descriptions of his weird genitalia, and it's being backed up by pictures that were taken by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office during their investigation. They had him stripped down and take pictures of him in the buff, and so now they're passing those pictures around to the jury members, and the victims are describing the odd genitalia so the jury members can say, oh, yep, there it is. There's his weird wanker, just like she described it. And the photographer said, yes, these fairly and accurately represent how his weird genitalia looked.
Be a great name for a band. Odd Genitalia.
I feel like there would be a ska band.
It would, probably something like that. But I think it'd work.
The rumors are out there that Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott are getting back together.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
I can't believe it.
They were looking very much like a couple, Jay Bird, at Stormy's second birthday.
Just don't say anything, Kevin. Maybe the story will just go on quick.
I'll just leave it there. And finally, Chris Cornell's widow is suing Soundgarden, and Soundgarden is going to be countersuing her over 7 tracks that she says she found on his laptop. Now, she says it was music that he created on his own in a studio in Florida. The band disagrees and says, this is music we created together as far back as 2014, and it's even been referenced and talked about in interviews. Chris talked about the fact that the band was working together on interesting songs.
But did Chris Cornell actually write the song, come up with it, and then they added stuff to it?
They say that they worked on them together in the studio when they were together. So this is going to be a fight over who gets to release them.
But it's usually the one who writes the song that comes up with it. And
then the band is saying it was all of them in the studio together. Of course, that's what they're going to say.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Cornell, he's a great songwriter. I don't know.
I'm not trying to take anything away from a dead guy, but
I hear you.
This is going to be a fight. You can bet.
Well, the dumb thing about it is they're going to probably mess it up, and then nobody's going to make any money. And
it's 7 songs too. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a good bit of music.
I would just like to know the whole process and how did Chris Cornell write 7 songs, then bring them to the band, and then they added stuff to it, or were they all sitting around and the drummer starts playing? Like, why don't we do this? How about this line? You see what I'm saying?
You will never know because the guy who could tell you is dead.
It was interesting even to hear the song Hotel California by the Eagles. There's so many different accounts on how that song was written because you've got all different people wanting to take credit for it.
Everybody's going to say for their own interest how it went down, even if it's a lie. That's what I think. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day, brought to you by Paddle Fest. It happens this Saturday at Harborside in Jupiter. If you love paddle boarding and kayaking, there's going to be races and cash prizes and all kinds of family-friendly fun. So we'll see you this Saturday at Harborside in Jupiter.
Somebody said they actually tried that papadilla. Said it's really good. Had it last night. They got
How?
4 kinds.
How'd they try it? I thought it wasn't out.
I don't know.
It might be out.
It's probably out.
Because if they're dropping the commercials and the audio, it's probably out already.
Damn. I thought Shaq was telling us a secret. It's already out.
Damn, you knew that was fake, right?
I thought it was real. I believe everything Shaq says.
They went to school together for 10 minutes.
We did.
Yeah.
We went to LSU at the same time. No big deal.
They got barbecue chicken with onions. It was so good and crunchy, and I could walk around it.
You could walk around it. I mean, you could eat and then walk after?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. When
It
I
was
eat,
so big you ran laps around it? What?
when I eat, I don't like to walk. I like to lay.
Mysterious. I like it. Got some celebrities having a birthday today. What up? Cristiano Ronaldo is 35 today. I believe he's the highest paid athlete in the world.
Fancy.
Dude makes some bank. Yeah, you think LeBron makes money and all those guys? No, he makes more. He's the one that saw a picture of him a couple weeks ago. He was walking around with I think it was a $750,000 Rolex on.
I mean, that's just so obnoxious.
One of the sweetest stories I heard about Kobe Bryant has to do with Cristiano. So Kobe went to the hospital, go visit a sick kid.
Okay.
And the sick kid was like, I'm not really into basketball. I don't know who the hell you are. He's like, I like soccer. And so Kobe was like, well, I know Cristiano. I can get you a signed jersey. And the kid was like, really? And then Kobe did it.
Really?
Isn't
That
that
is kind of
sweet?
cool. That is sweet.
I love that story.
Yeah, there's so many great stories coming out about Kobe. And happy birthday to Cristiano. 35 today.
I wonder how they'll celebrate. Buying expensive watches.
I wonder, when you have more money than
mean,
any other athlete on planet Earth.
How can you even relax with that thing on your wrist?
Probably very easily.
I don't know. I feel like you're a target at that point.
Well, you probably have 7 bodyguards, so you're probably like,
Sure.
I'm cool.
They're like, they got it. I'm good. Every time I look down, it's a reminder of how awesome I
I
am.
guess.
Bobby Brown is 51 years old today.
That's it?
Yeah, I know. He's
I thought he
old.
was older.
I know. That does not seem right.
That doesn't seem right.
I know. I actually had the exact same thought. I'm like, feels like he's
Still young.
60-something.
He does feel like he should be 60-something.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
Look at you, Bobby Brown.
Let me see here. We got a couple of other birthday shout-outs. My son, Joey Pinto, happy 18th birthday from Mom, Dad, Katie, Nikki, Ozzy, and your grandparents. Also, we got David, a happy 10th birthday from Ingrid, your brothers Joshua and Brandon, and, of course, your dad, Harold, from Miami in the YouTube chat room. Also, Jacob, happy 6th birthday from Mommy, Daddy, Dexter, and Cookie. Maggie, happy birthday. My best friend and wife, love you bunches. JR, happy 13th birthday. Addison from Mom, Dad, and Mina. So, got a birthday you want on the KVJ show, let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. So, this cute little topic. Maybe you did this too. Do you remember back to elementary school and one of your first crushes? Did you ever do anything to try to win their affection?
Oh, yes.
What is it you did? Those cute little elementary school gestures. The romantic young Jaybird. What did he do to try to swoon the ladies?
Got my mom involved?
Oh, we'll find out all about it and yours. 877-979-9763 coming up next. What did you do in elementary school to try to win the affection of your crush? It's kind of cute. It's innocent. And yet we're all so inexperienced in the game of love.
Oh, one of your first crushes, man. You don't know what's happening to you. You get those butterflies in your tummy.
Yeah.
You can't eat.
Right.
I love to eat. It's a struggle.
But you powered through.
Yeah, Lil Jaybird struggled, though.
Well, what it is a lot of times maybe you've seen how your parents would show affection to one another, and you try to model that as you say, okay, they've set the example for me, so maybe it might be gifts and chocolates or flowers or something like that I get. I remember when I think I was in second, third grade, something like that, I made Penny Sheets a necklace out of dried Elmer's glue. It broke. And then so did my heart.
Oh,
She was
Kevin.
not impressed. Yeah, you used to be able to, I remember we would take like a piece of paper, like the wax paper, and you put the Elmer's glue on it, and you could make like little mold things, and we'd have them dry, and then you could peel them off the wax paper. And it was just a stupid idea. And she was not impressed.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Fat Kevin.
Well, you know what? I learned the hard way. First one, that was first one up, first one down.
It's okay, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, my crush, her name was Sarah. And oh boy, I was in love with her. And I was in the first grade, but I was so shy to talk to her. And I sat by her in class, but I could never speak to her. So I told my mom about it. I go, Mom, I have the biggest crush on her. So what we did was we went to the bookstore at school, and I bought her all of these heart erasers, and they smelled like fruit. And I had my mom deliver them to her after school, and I watched the whole thing, and it was so uncomfortable.
Like a creeper?
Yeah, it was so uncomfortable. My mom's like, "This is from Jason P," because there was like 9 Jasons in my class. And you had to put your last name initial. Like, that's from Jason P. And she pointed at me, and like I waved kind of awkwardly. She gave her all these heart erasers.
While the police's Every Breath You Take is playing loudly in the background.
I was in first grade. It was innocent.
Baby stalker.
I was innocent. Oh, but I never talked to her. We just gave her the erasers and never said a word after.
That was it, huh?
That was it.
It just went, the exchange happened, and nothing from that point on.
Yeah.
Virginia, did you ever do anything to try to win the affection in your crush in elementary school?
I did something so stupid that I still regret to this day.
Oh, wow.
So my mom had all these photo books, picture albums from when I was a baby, and all these little cute professional pictures she had taken. But there weren't a lot of them, maybe a dozen, little professional pictures when I was a baby. And I thought that I was going to win this guy over. I went in the photo books and I took out pictures of me as a baby, and I cut them into little heart shapes, and I made a card with them and gave them to him. And he didn't even like me, and he threw it away. And those were the pictures from my mom's photo album of me as a baby.
Just like Kevin, don't be so
They're
hard on
gone.
yourself. Don't be
If you look in those photo albums today, there's still holes in like the layout of the pictures because I took like really good pictures. I took the best ones and gave them to this little boy that could not have cared less about me.
Yeah, I did a lot of stupid things too. My very first girlfriend, I was in 8th grade, and she was a little bit older than me, and I did not know what I was doing. And I put on a puppet show for her, and she did not like it. She was very weirded out, and my family heard it from the living room. They're like, "What are you doing, man? You have 0 game."
You stalker, puppet show. How are you not a serial killer? Are we sure you're not?
She was just like, why are you doing this puppet show for me?
I just love it because you're right. Little kids have no game. And so just to hear what some people are texting in here, 877-979-9763. Trying to win the affection of your crush in elementary school, what did you do? Somebody said that when I was in preschool, the boy I liked, I just tackled and kissed him.
Oh, it's a move.
Yeah.
It's strong.
One way to get it across. Some people really came strong on this. Somebody said in kindergarten, at the end of the day, the whole class had to crawl around on the floor to pick up trash from the day. And a little boy named Billy would pull my pants down. Billy!
Whoa, Billy.
How about that? And somebody else texted in and said, I would pinch their tushy.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff probably wouldn't fly today.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The tackling and the kissing.
Do kids get in trouble if they do that kind of stuff now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Big
definitely. You got to keep your hands to yourself.
Okay, all right. Some of the other comments. In first grade, the teacher asked us what we were looking forward to for Valentine's Day. And when she got to me, I said, I would like Russell as a present.
Oh, Russell.
Russell was probably so embarrassed.
Oh, he's like, get me out of here.
When you're that little, you don't know what to do.
Another text said, I gave some boy my entire Garbage Pail Kids collection to win his affection.
Oh, I bet you want that back now.
I bet you do.
Yes, because it didn't work.
I know the feeling, girl.
Gosh.
That is rough. When you put it all on the line and then it just falls flat.
You give them like memorabilia. I mean, those Garbage Pail Kids, that's fun. Don't you wish you still had those today?
Definitely. This is reminding me of all the times I took a chance and it did not go well.
It's going to make us start drinking, Kevin.
Good. Somebody else said, became best friends with my crush on MySpace. She was in 8th grade. I was in 6th. I asked her out despite never meeting her in school and got politely shut down and heartbroken.
Damn.
When y'all were younger and you had to call your crush on the phone and you didn't really know them in the beginning, would you get nervous calling them? I'd get such terrible butterflies calling the girl that I was into.
Yeah, because her dad would answer the phone.
Oh,
I mean, really, when you think about it, it was such a messed up way that we had to try to talk to people that we were interested in.
I would get so bummed out when I would hear the dad answer. I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk uncomfortably to the dad.
Hello, Mr. Jones.
It was awful.
And he didn't want you calling.
Of course.
He knows what you want.
Of course.
Yeah.
He was once you.
Someone else texts in 1st grade, I stood up on the lunch table and yelled, I love you, David, in the middle of lunch.
Oh, no.
Not sure he even knew who I was.
Took a chance.
That is bold. Yeah. Somebody else said in 3rd grade, a kid on the bus put a lollipop in my hair. When I went home crying, my mom said, that's because he has a crush on you. So I went to school the next day and I put 3 lollipops in a boy's hair that I liked and got in big trouble. Oh, man.
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
Fun ways to show affection. Anything else to add to it, you can text 877-979-9763 here at the KVJ Show. Not sure I've gotten much better at love. We'll see exactly how as we talk to my wife coming up here in a couple minutes.
Ooh, the Mexican Queen is coming on the radio?
Yes, and it's going to be kind of like a Family Feud style here where I'm going to get 3 guesses to see if I can figure out what is in her top 5 list of what I do that annoys her the most.
Oh, okay. This ought to be fun.
I love this. She can
Yes.
narrow it down to 5.
Do you have any popcorn?
It's going to be good.
She could easily do a top 10 list, I'm sure. and
Homegirl
probably
wanted
more.
to do 20, I heard.
Yeah.
Was it the last time we had her on was when Kevin drank 33 White Claws that one time? Was it the last
Yes.
time we talked to her?
I think it was 83.
83 White
83
Claws.
White Claws. Yeah,
She
in 2 hours.
roasted you.
Yeah, that's fun stuff. Yeah, so we'll see.
How quick into the call does Kevin completely just completely lose?
I'm going to see how in tune I am to what I'm doing that's annoying her, and then I got to sit back and I guess take it as she tells me what I'm doing that is annoying her.
Dang.
What could it be? We'll find out coming up. Okay, so maybe Virginia will have a little bit of an advantage when she goes at it with Panda.
She knows what she does wrong.
Okay.
I'm self-aware.
You're self-aware.
Not making any changes.
She doesn't care, but she's self-aware.
Okay. See, me is, I think about this. I don't know if I guess I think I'm not annoying.
Oh, you're adorable.
I know.
Here's a news flash. Every husband is annoying.
Everybody gets annoyed with everybody. It doesn't matter. Whatever relationship you're in, at some point they're going to annoy you. That's just being a human.
I guess that's it. So I started thinking about this, and if I had to guess, if we do this Family Feud style, and I've got 3 strikes to try to figure out exactly what it is, what do I do that annoys my wife, Kim, the Mexican Queen, the most? Okay, so we've got Kim on here with us. Hello, Kim.
Hi.
Okay. Do we have 5 different items, or is it over under 5?
I know I have 5. I mean, I do have more, but you only told me 5, so I did 5.
I made her stop at 5.
I've got 17.
Oh, yeah, all right. We're only doing 5.
And you didn't think you were annoying at all, Kevin.
I know. Well, I really have. I've been trying to pick my brain back. Okay, when is it she snaps at me? Because she will let you know if you're doing something that annoys her.
I mean, couldn't you pick one, Virginia? I probably would know one off the top of my head.
I know 5 things Kevin does that will make her mad.
There's one thing for sure. I think we all know that would annoy her.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Okay, yeah, because I got to guess. I got 3 strikes first.
Will you get to 3 before you answer all 5? I think you might.
Okay, all right. How self-aware am I about what I do that annoys my wife? Okay, my first guess is she gets really upset that it takes me so long to get ready. She's always like, I don't understand why you gotta fix your hair and you gotta shower and you gotta put on deodorant and all that stuff. I just get up and I go and I'm good. So it really kind of annoys her that it takes me so long to get ready.
But that hair, though.
I mean,
that hair,
look
though.
at you.
Thank you, Hair Club.
You're like a male model.
I mean, I take my time with that thing, too.
You got to, right? When you got it, actually, you got to take your time with it.
Nurture that thing.
Okay, so is that one of the top 5 things that annoys you the most, Kim? Me taking so long to get ready.
Yes, that's actually my number 2.
Oh,
very good.
Okay.
Okay.
He's in it.
Is it just the hair that he takes long with?
No, I mean it's everything. I mean, I think with just getting ready, he could never, we could never just on a whim go anywhere. Like I always have to say, how long is it going to take you to get ready, and then we have to plan from there. Which is annoying.
He's got to pick out his outfit.
Well,
He's kind of a diva.
She wants to get up and run out of the house pretty much for the day. But, for me, you run into people you know. And there's one thing that Michael Jordan always did, and they would yell at him too because it would take him so long to get ready and come down through the lobby. Not say I'm Michael Jordan by any means.
Oh, you're the Michael Jordan of radio.
You are the Michael Jordan of radio, at least in this town.
But I believe in making impressions, especially since we're on the radio and people may not see you that often. So if somebody sees me, I got to at least look somewhat presentable.
I agree with your philosophy.
Okay, and so that angers her that it takes me so long to get
But
ready.
I'm a chick.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
You are the Michael Jordan of the Palm Beaches. You're Hair Jordan.
Hair Jordan.
We're going to get you shoes that say Hair Jordans.
Just comb it.
Just comb it. Okay, so that is one. I'm going to say the other one is another thing I do that annoys you, Kim, is being on my phone when I'm with you.
Yes, that is my number 1. You have so much time that we are not together that you could be on your phone. Like the little amount of time that we spend together, like there should be no reason you're on your phone unless the radio station blew up and you have to handle things. Other than that, everything else can be handled at a different time when I'm not there.
Okay.
All right. Like when you're driving, that's when you should be on your phone.
Speaking of which, I'm going to say things that annoy you. I'm going to say that it is my driving. Is that in the top 5? Is that one of the top 5 things that annoys you, how I drive?
No, only because I don't let you drive, so.
I don't let you.
Yeah. You got a little bit of a control freak on the phone here. Yeah. Okay. I would say another thing that I do that annoys you is I wake you up in the morning when old guy here has to get up to pee.
No, that's not it, but that does annoy me.
That's like 15th on the list.
Yeah, Kevin, come on. Top 5 here. Top 5.
Wow, I started off so well. I got 1 and 2, and now I got 2 strikes on me already.
Zone in.
Okay.
Don't blow it,
Don't
Ralston.
blow it.
What I do that annoys the Mexican Queen so much.
I know what it is.
I do too.
Damn it, Kevin.
It's so easy.
You're annoying me that you don't know what it is.
In fact, I'm very annoyed that you do not know this.
Okay, not pay attention.
Oh, that wasn't even it.
Is that not paying enough attention?
No, because I kind of categorize that into like always being on your phone. That's why you never hear things.
Distracted.
Well, if you get off your phone, you hear things. That's not
okay.
it.
Yeah, that's not the one I have either. There's one that is just.
There's a glaring one.
There's a glaring one.
Okay, what is the glaring one? The thing I do that annoys my wife.
Do you want to ask her? Or?
Oh, I've already used up my 3 strikes, so you can take your guess.
I think it's that you don't prioritize your marriage and put time with her and the family first.
I thought it was if you drink too much and you get a little too sloppy, that annoys her.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that is one. But I will give you, like, you have had it in, like, you've been in a lot of control. I mean, lately you've really curtailed your drinking, but yes, drinking was on there. That was definitely my number 5. Do you want me to just go through the list?
Yeah, you can, but only 5. Again, just remember, and we've
so
already
that was
listed.
number 5. Your drinking was 5. Number 4 is your diet. That thing drives me absolutely nuts.
It's so annoying, Queen.
We have been in restaurants where he's like, I can't eat anything on the menu, and so we'll get up and leave, which is so annoying.
Oh yeah.
I tell her we don't have to.
You do all this research, but yet you still drink these stupid energy drinks. Which I'm sure they affect your body.
Queen, I could not agree with you more. I mean, it's very annoying, his eating habits.
Okay. All we're missing is number 3.
Number 3 is you in this OCD in your calendar. Like, everything has to be written down. He'll ask me, he must have asked me 10 times yesterday about an activity that we were to do. Okay, so what is this? I'm like, my gosh, just let's wait till Saturday and figure it all out. Like, why do we have a plan right now? So you and your OCD and your calendar.
Okay, all right. This is a pretty solid list. Number 1, being on my phone. Number 2, it takes me so long to get ready. Number 3, have to schedule everything in my calendar, my diet, and then my drinking, but I'm improving on that, so it's sliding down the list.
Well, that's just the A side. I can't wait for the B side.
Yeah.
She's got 5 more.
That's why I cut her off at 5. Like, that's good. Okay, I got a solid list of things to work on. Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Oh, can we please do Virginia next with Panda?
We have Panda's list. He sent it to me, and I just didn't know if we were going to have enough time today to do it, and if we do it today or tomorrow.
Oh man, I think we should. I think we should do it today. This is rolling nuts.
You think we should do it today?
I don't think people are sick of this.
Okay, you're going for Panda today.
I love it, but
okay,
It's your call.
It's your call. You're in charge.
We have it ready to go. You just got to get Panda on the phone. I don't know if he knows.
Easy enough. All right.
I love it.
So, what about Virginia's list with Panda?
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm going to have him whittle it down too because he's way over 5.
He is?
Oh, wake up, Sinicki. Yes, it's way over 5.
I told him just 5.
He couldn't stop. He got on a roll.
Oh, no.
Okay. What does Virginia do that annoys Panda the most? We'll find those out coming up next on the KVJ Show. You know, it's just part of life. If you're with somebody for a good amount of time, you're going to do things that is going to annoy them. No doubt. We're just trying to see how self-aware we are of the things we do that annoys the people that we are closest to.
You were batting almost 500 there. Yeah, I think you got 40%.
I got the first 2. We had my wife, the Mexican Queen, on a second ago, and being on my phone is the number one thing that I do that annoys her.
Does the Queen do something where you kind of know you're getting on her nerves? Is there anything that she does that you notice, or you kind of...
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you can't tell, my wife is, she doesn't hold her words often. So if I am doing something that annoys her, I know about it pretty quickly. Yeah. It's not like I have to guess, be like, is she annoyed with what I'm doing right now? No, I will know clearly, specifically, and immediately when I'm doing something that annoys her. And I do hear that a good bit being on my phone.
Do you have a good self-perception? Can you tell when Panda's annoyed with you?
Yes. And no, you know, he's pretty peaceful and quiet, and he's not somebody who's going to, like, get in my face and be like, you did this, what the hell?
Yeah.
But I can see, I can sense, because unlike Kevin, I'm very in tune to what people's feelings are around me. I kind of know when they're pissed, and I know when they're happy, and I know when they're mad, and I know kind of what I did.
You know when I'm mad at you?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I do.
That's good.
I don't care, but I know.
Right. There's 2 different things, knowing and caring.
Yeah, she don't care.
Right. Completely different. Okay. So, yeah, I got 2 out of 5 on my list. The other ones were taking so long to get ready, having to schedule everything in your calendar, your flip-flopping diets, and the drinking thing, which, again, improving upon.
Good job on that.
Yeah.
You're improving today.
Yeah.
Let's talk to you in a month.
And I think I got the diet locked in. I can't go back on the having to schedule everything in my calendar. I'm sorry.
That's because of work.
You're a man of a calendar. I'm the same way.
I have to, because we're always getting hit up with, hey, you need to MC this. Hey, you got to do that. Hey, this is going on. And so if I don't have things written in my calendar, then I am like, sure. And then I get triple booked, and then I got to.
And sometimes, too, you need to know what you're doing. You'll put stuff in the calendar, but it needs to have a description.
Yeah.
Totally, I get that.
Well, when you're the Michael Jordan of radio, you got to keep a calendar. You got to put it in the calendar, baby.
Yeah, and I can't apologize for taking so long to get ready. I'm sorry. I just got to be presentable. Something I got to do, and then being on my phone. It's typically for work. Okay, so that's the top 5 for me. What about Virginia here? Same rules apply. Family Feud rules here. We're gonna go with Panda's top 5. And I know, Panda, thank you very much, because you get extra credit because you went above 5 on this. So nice.
You did bonus answers?
Nice work.
But I did preface it though, Kev, right? I did say that they're not in any particular order.
Oh.
So
there's an order there though. The top three. There's always an order at least with the three.
Yeah.
There's one. Everyone has one that annoys them the most.
I mean, we all know what that is.
Okay. So let's see how well Virginia does here and the things she does to annoy her husband, Panda. Okay, 3 strikes, and then you're out here, Virginia. Let's see how many you can get. I got 2 out of 5 correct before I struck out.
Okay.
Okay.
When are we going to interview Chewy? To see how
Jaybird's
many...
dog?
Yeah. How many Jaybird
Somebody actually
does.
had the idea. Can we have Denny's on to talk about Jaybird?
I love it. That's a good call.
That might be the angle that we go with on him.
Top 5
Yeah.
things that annoy Jaybird about
Yeah, I think that's
Denny's.
probably the angle we need to do. Maybe we'll get to that one tomorrow.
I definitely know what they are too. I think.
Okay.
I think I do.
That'll be tomorrow's show.
Okay.
Does Denny's ever speak up or no?
I can tell from moods when Denny. I know when I annoy Denny's definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's deal with Virginia and her husband Panda here. Okay, Virginia, what's your first guess? Something you do that annoys your husband. What do you think it is?
Definitely drinking too much.
Okay.
Ding 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 ding.
Drinking too much.
And the pursuing aftermath.
Okay, let's see here. Survey says. I believe that is on the list. Panda, would you like to expand on that?
Yeah, that's the glaring number one. That's I think I even wrote to you, Kev. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
there's no shut off valve for her.
I'll read what you wrote here in the list that you sent to me, Panda. It said, when she gets really drunk, like sputtering out sentence fragments, rambling incoherently, and talking to herself loudly.
Does he also have trying to fight all humans?
Yes. That all goes under the same umbrella.
Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so Virginia got 1 point here. Virginia, what is your second guess?
Good job, Vicious V.
Thank you.
Starting strong. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gosh, I'm trying to do them in order, but I guess the order doesn't matter if he didn't put them in order. I feel like I always make us late, and he hates running late because then it's like, okay, we're panicking to get there, and then I take a peaceful person and I turn him into somebody who's now panicking to get there on time because we're late because of me.
Mm-hmm. Panda, would you say that's in your top 5?
Can't put that on the list.
Oh, it's not.
It's
not on the list.
On the list.
And that is annoying too.
I
by
know.
the way.
I get it.
Yeah.
I
Not
know.
on the list.
Oh,
Okay.
now I'm anxious to hear what the other ones are.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So,
I can't believe I forgot that. Yeah.
okay, you got your first strike here, Virginia. What is something else you do that you think is going to be on his list of what annoys him?
Okay,
about
so
you?
usually, 99% of the time, Panda drives because, I'm not the best driver. I just can't focus. I want to do too many things while I'm driving, and that's not safe. But I am a bossy backseat driver, so I will tell him that he's going the wrong way, even if he's going the right way, and I'll make him second guess himself, and then he'll get mad because he knew he was right, and I tried to tell him he was wrong, and...
Well, that doesn't sound annoying at all.
Bossy backseat driver.
So you're running late, but then you yell at him when he's right driving your late ass.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's tough.
And then he picks you up, and then you're drunk. Oh my god.
It does not sound like a fun day.
I'm a real treat.
Oh man.
Survey says...
Welcome to my world.
Yes, that made the list. Terrible backseat driver.
Oh, bossy too. Gosh.
Wow, okay.
You're doing it wrong.
Kev, if you look closely at that list, she just ties 2 of them in together.
Oh, okay. Yep. All right, so I guess that's kind of a bonus there, Virginia. Very nice.
Interesting.
Backseat
Okay.
driving, and then making me second guess myself.
Okay.
That's just like a general, like, always like, are you sure? And I'm like, yes, I'm sure. Wait, maybe I'm not.
Okay. All right, so that will count as 1 there. We'll put those 2 together because they kind of play in together.
Okay.
All right, Virginia, you have gotten 2 correct. You've got 1 strike so far. Family Feud rules. What you do that annoys your husband, Panda. What else do you think is on the list?
Involving him in embarrassing radio bits. This would be one of them.
Exhibit A, Your
But I
Honor.
think he likes this one because it's kind of Panda's revenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Survey says Yes. You are correct. On his list, it says, making me do forced radio bits.
Making him. It sounds like you married into the mafia.
Yeah.
Well, and ironically, I'm not only doing this bit, but I'm on my way to you guys because she forgot a prop for a bit. And I've got to get these kids to school. So that's cool.
I forgot a prop.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I'm a treat, Kev. What can I tell you?
Okay, you've got 3 correct. You've already beat me, Virginia. You've only got 1 strike. Let's see if you can clear the board here and get 5 right. What else do you do that annoys your husband, Panda?
So, much like you, Kevin, I keep the calendar for the family, and I keep everything written down, and I'm super, focused on it. But what I sometimes forget to do is share the calendar with him.
Okay.
So he doesn't know where he's going and what he's doing, and then last minute I'll be like, oh, we need a babysitter. And then I throw the whole ecosystem into chaos because I don't communicate what we are doing.
Scheduling confusion.
And you're busy, too.
I am.
Even when you're not doing work stuff, you're busy.
You are right about that.
Annoyingly busy.
All right, survey says...
Oh.
Did not make the
Damn it,
list.
Kevin, add that one to the list.
He actually does agree with your 2 strikes, Virginia. He just didn't have enough time. The list was too long. Okay, 2 strikes, Virginia. You get 1 more. You've gotten 3 correct so far out of the top 5. What do you think? Things you do that annoys your husband, Panda.
Talk trash about him not taking out the trash on the radio.
Okay.
I mean, that even annoyed me.
Okay.
I can only imagine how badly it annoyed Panda.
All right, survey says... No. Do you want me to add that to the list too, Panda?
Well, I mean, that is my responsibility. But yeah, she does get a little too bent over that if I do miss it. So.
Okay. All right. Some of the ones that we did not clear off the board here, Virginia. When she makes me change my outfit.
I saw this happen one time, and I wanted to just hug Panda. He comes down the stair all happy. He's like, hey, what do you think, babe? Oh, no, you're changing that, blah, blah, blah. He slumped over and slinked away and had to change his outfit. I'm like, that poor SOB.
Oh, my gosh.
Right in front of his childhood friend.
I'm doing him a favor because we go to social engagements where sometimes you have to be dressed appropriately, and he prefers to be more casual, and sometimes you don't have that option because if you go into a fancier event dressed too casual, people will judge you and think, oh,
heaven forbid.
Who's this slacker?
Hey, Panda, for what it's worth, that night when she made you change, I thought your original outfit looked amazing.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
He's lying.
I'm not lying.
He has here, when she puts words in my mouth.
She does that to us, too. We know. Kevin, we hate everybody. If Virginia hates somebody, we have to hate them then.
Yeah, blood in, blood out.
Yeah. Yeah, like sometimes if we get into arguments or disagreements, she says, well, you blah, 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 blah. And I've never even once thought of saying whatever she would say that I was thinking. So I'm like, why are you putting words in my mouth?
You get in trouble because she's thought it. Okay.
Exactly.
That seems fair, too.
He gets in trouble because I think he's thought it.
Okay.
Gosh,
that's tough.
That is rough,
Oh,
man.
Oof. I thought I had a rough round.
Then you have to go in the car and she's bossing you around.
When she says I'm fine when clearly she's pissed at me for something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
I think every woman does that because we're still processing. Not yours.
She's like, I'm not fine, and here's why.
You do that sometimes. If Virginia is mad, what's wrong, Virginia? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I'm still processing how I'm going to handle it.
I know.
And that's me trying not to blow up at you.
You're about to turn into the Raging Cajun. Your face is all red.
And finally on the list here, things that Virginia does that annoys Panda, egg farts.
Oh.
Amen.
Egg farts.
Yeah, that's a tough one on the list there. Okay.
Sorry, I eat a lot of hard-boiled eggs. I'm on quick weight loss.
All right. Well, Panda, hopefully you enjoyed this bit better than some of the other ones we've had you on for. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Hey, anytime. Thanks, buddy.
Love
Okay.
you.
Love you too.
You saw that pause?
There was a 3-second pause there.
I guess I gotta say it.
Yeah.
Everybody's listening.
It's on the radio.
I love you too.
Okay, tomorrow we'll do the list, the top 5 things that Jaybird does that annoys Denny's.
I love
I
it.
got him.
Yeah, okay. So we'll get to that on tomorrow's KVJ show. It was a hit movie with Adam Sandler back in the day called The Wedding Singer. And now today, maybe if you've seen that movie, that might help you ask some questions as you try to figure out who is the legit wedding singer we have here. One is real, one is a fraud. We've got to try to be able to tell the difference here in our 2 people today. Our first person is named Jilly Idol for our wedding singer. Hello, Jilly Idol.
Hello, how's it going, guys?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good this morning. Love you guys. Listen to you every day.
Aw, we love you.
Me too. And our other wedding singer here, which one is legit, is Robbie Hart. Hello, Robbie Hart.
How you doing?
Good. Okay. All right. So which one of these 2 is a legit wedding singer? All right. We get a couple rounds of questions here, and then we'll see if we can get it or if we get stumped here today. My first question, I'm just kind of curious, for a wedding singer, on average, how much do you make per gig, Jilly Idol?
It depends. So for like a ceremony, so I'm a singer in a band. For a ceremony, usually we charge about like $300, and then we'll do like an additional $150 or $200 an hour after that. So depending on if you wanted cocktail hour afterwards or reception afterwards.
Okay. All right. That seems possible. Okay. What about you, Robbie Hart? How much do you make on average per gig?
It was actually a kind of bit different for me because I fell into it through a friend of Don Shula because I'm from South Florida, and I got paid. The first ceremony I did was $1,000. So after that, I was able to charge just because of my reference.
Oh.
Whoa.
There's a backstory there.
He's name dropping.
Name dropping.
I love that.
It's a tough round.
Yeah.
Do you have a clue right now?
No.
I don't
both
either.
rounds, both those answers are really good. I'm completely mystified right now.
That's good.
Virginia, what is your question here to see who is legit from our 2 wedding singers?
What is the most popular song that you end up singing at ceremonies?
Okay, Jilly Idol.
Definitely 1,000 Years by Christina Perry. Everyone wants that song to walk down the aisle to.
Okay.
Okay. And what about you, Robbie Hart?
Actually, for me, it's Totally Close to the Heart by Bonnie Tyler.
Great song.
That is a great song.
Turn around, beady eyes.
Turn around.
Beady eyes.
All right, Jaybird, what is your question here to find out who's our legit wedding singer?
Every wedding singer has a signature song. So what I would like you to do is go ahead, both of you, sing me a taste of your signature song. If you don't sing it, I think we got our answer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll start with Jilly Idol.
Well, I was going to think 1,000 Years just because everyone requests one, but we like to play Bruno Mars' Marry You at the end, like after they've kissed and everything. So It's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I want to marry you.
It's pretty good. That sounds like a wedding singer. I'd hire her.
That's good.
I'd hire Jilly Idol.
Oh, girl came to play.
Robbie Hart's he's got to bring it.
Okay, Robbie Hart, let's hear a little number from you, something you like to sing at a wedding.
Once upon a time I was falling in love. Now I'm only falling apart. Nothing you can do. Totally clear to the heart.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh.
That's beautiful. Sounds like the Dan Band. That was a great question.
That's great.
Okay.
Good job.
Who is legit? I thought it was great. Robbie Hart, if it was just me and my frat boy friends, no doubt I'm hiring Robbie Hart. I think Jilly Idol is the legit wedding singer. What do you think, Virginia?
I would agree. agree.
It's definitely.
But I give Robbie so many comedy points.
It's definitely Jilly Idol, but I would hire Robbie Hart.
I hear you, yes. Jilly Idol, are you a legit wedding singer?
Yes, I am.
Robbie Hart, that was some really good stuff, though. Man.
Yes. I mean, you're in our hearts, Robbie Hart.
Love that. Very nice.
Thank you.
And Jilly, is it okay if anybody would like to hire you for a wedding that we could pass on your information? Who calls?
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually in an acoustic duo, so it's me and my best friend.
Aww.
And yeah, so we kind of like our specialty because we're pretty low key because I play guitar and sing, and my friend sings, so we kind of harmonize together. Our specialty really is like the ceremony cocktail hour because we're two girls, we're sweet, and we kind of do that that kind of atmosphere anyway. So we're called Reggie and Kimmy.
I love it.
You guys are our little Instagram and everything.
Yeah. Tag us because we want to share you guys. And then I'd love to see you perform live one day. Maybe we can get you out at an event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh, and actually we're playing at Tin Roof in Delray on Friday if you guys want to.
Oh, no way.
Look for you.
Yeah.
I'm there all the time.
Friday at Tin Roof in Delray. That's awesome.
And Robbie, we might want to hire you too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I do want to hire to just kind of hang out.
Yeah. So.
Jilly, will you work with Robbie?
Yeah.
We could use some third harmony. I think that'd be nice.
All
Okay.
right.
Very nice.
I
Well,
think we
it's
just put a band together.
fun round. Thank you, Jilly and Robbie.
Thank you.
All right.
Adorable.
Good stuff. That is fun.
That was a fun round.
Mm-hmm. If you have an interesting profession or something you do, or maybe even a story that is crazy, or if you would just like to try to fool us here on the radio, you can send us an email because we're looking for both people with amazing stories or professions and people that also can act and pretend like they have an amazing story or profession when maybe they do not. Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
You're going to know these answers immediately if you're watching KVJ TV right now on YouTube. You'll hear the explanations on the After the Show podcast later, but right now, just listen to the radio. You'll get the percentages of KVJ Show members who will admit that they are doing these things.
Currently or have in the past?
It will explain in the...
Okay.
Yes.
We need clarity,
It's
Ralston.
typically ever
Ever.
in your life.
Okay.
It's typically ever.
Because that is a very good question.
Thank you.
Because people learn. People make mistakes.
They do. These people have.
So this one is more current. I need you to raise your hand if you've punched or thrown something in anger within the last month. That is you. Raise your hand. Okay, we have got 2 out of 5. 40% of the KVJ show has
Yesterday.
angry people here.
Yesterday.
Sometimes life throws you curveballs, Coach.
Oh, I know it does.
Sometimes you got to throw them back.
Yes. I had no idea Denny's was so angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, just throwing all kinds of stuff, apparently. Yes, you can see that on KVJ TV. Raise your hand if you've ever driven under the influence. If you would have probably gotten a DUI had you been pulled over, it doesn't mean just like one cocktail, but if you likely are pushing the limits where an officer would be like, yeah, why don't you spend a night behind bars? Okay. We got 4 out of 5 KVJ show members doing that. 80% of the show has at some point in their life driven under the influence. Raise your hand if you've ever fantasized about a good friend's partner. Raise your hand if you've ever fantasized about a good friend's partner. Raise your hand. Okay. We've got 2 out of 5 on that one, 40% of the show. Raise your hand if you've ever had sex with other people in the room. Raise your hand if you've ever done that. Okay. We got 3 out of 5 on that one. Okay, that is 60% of the show there. Got some high numbers on this today.
Like at a coffee shop or something.
I guess you have to tune in to the After the Show podcast.
Yes, we'll get...
Because there's a lot of explaining to do.
There is a lot of explaining to do. Yeah, this is just really kind of a teaser for that. You're getting the percentages of just how terrible people we are, but you'll get the full explanations on the After the Show podcast. And finally here, raise your hand if you've hooked up with more than one person within a 24-hour time frame. Raise your hand if that applies to you. We've got 4 out of 5.
Quite a loose show.
80%. Yes. Good Lord. How are we all not in prison?
Don't speak so soon.
Yeah.
My heavens. Okay, there's 5.
I don't know if we should have raised our hand on some of these.
No, I love the honesty.
What's done is done.
What's done is done.
After the show podcast, you can watch live on YouTube. It's about 10:15, somewhere around there. You can watch it live. You can always get it on demand, too, and it's going to be on the podcast app. It's the last 30 minutes of the KVJ Show podcast that happens on a daily basis. Got some whacked out news going to be coming up here in just a little bit, including more Rolex bandits. And boy, you know during the Super Bowl, just what a great time for thieves. The most salacious behavior. I mean, you think what we just admitted to on the Raise Your Hand poll is bad? Boy, what happened last week in the Super Bowl? A lot of stuff we probably don't even know about.
Saturday night in Miami must have been off the chain.
Yeah.
All those rich, wealthy party dudes that are there with their corporate accounts and their credit card, and their wife is not there.
Yeah.
They're just going to have some fun.
Well, I know that, for instance, prostitutes and strippers fly from all over the country and when a Super Bowl is going on into whatever city.
My sister used to be a flight attendant for Southwest, and she used to work that flight from California to Vegas, and she's worked Super Bowl flights, and she said they absolutely fly them in by the plane load.
Yeah. And also imagine if there are really professional criminals, grifters or whatnot. And
they're smart, too.
They're very smart. They've made it a profession, and they're good at what they do. And
well, they've done it before.
Yeah.
This is not their first time trying to roll a guy. The guy, maybe it's his first time being rolled, but she knows exactly what she's doing.
Well, what a perfect time. I mean, I would think you would go to every single Super Bowl there ever was because you have extremely rich people. You know that because of the ticket prices and that viral video of the corporate CEO that was asleep in the lower level of the game.
That guy threw
on Sunday
down
night.
on Saturday night.
Yeah. So that is going on. They're getting very intoxicated. They're wearing expensive clothes, usually Rolexes, and that is it. So we've got another Rolex bandit to talk about. And of any other crime, too, we can start getting those out. And probably a lot of these people, if you're a corporate CEO and somebody, takes your Rolex or picks your pocket, gets a lot of money from you, you won't report it to police. Because you don't want the police report. You don't want it getting out because you may have a board of investors. You might have people you have to answer to, or you might have a wife at home that is not going to be thrilled.
Or you might have a pocket full of blow that you scored for the weekend.
So
you're not calling the cops.
Right. You get taken, you get robbed, and you're not going to say a word about it. So we'll get to one of those stories coming up in the Whacked Out News. Kind of curious because I saw a debate going on online where if you go to a restaurant and you have the option to sit on the same side as your partner, is it more romantic to sit on the same side of the booth or to sit on opposite sides?
It's all going to be on how you're set, baby. There's some people that love it. Some people are very uncomfortable with it.
What would you rather be? And it was an interesting argument. And which
Paws over here wants to be right next.
Yeah.
Well, do I like you? Or
he wants to paw all over his date.
They like you. So what is better? A lot of people are saying sitting on the same side is somebody in a booth is weird and awkward, and you look odd if you do it. That was one of the comments.
Rocket, the person that's critiquing the weirdness is not very, very adventurous, honestly.
Okay, that was one comment about it. The other one was saying if you truly cared about somebody, you would want to make eye contact, and it's much easier to do if you're on opposite sides of the booth and sitting on the same side.
How you gonna get to second base if she's across the table?
Oh, get out of here! No one's rounding second base at Ruby Tuesdays.
Oh, whatever. Whatever.
No one's rounding second base.
Go sell that bag of lies to somebody else.
Raise your hand if you're lying. I'm not lying.
You just raised your hand. You just raised your hand.
That was actually very amazing. That was very amazing. Raise your hand if you're lying. Hand is up. I'm clearly lying.
The witch has got me rattled. I mean, she's coming at me like I'm on trial over here.
Raise your hand, like, yep, me.
You're cross-examining me like I've done something wrong. Yeah, so I'm a little. So I like to kiss in public.
I love these guys on the stand.
So much PDA.
Oh, with a great attorney coming at him. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so the argument for sitting on the same side of the booth is, that, you can have a little bit of touch. And
Snuggle.
What connects somebody more than if you have a little bit of touch?
That happens in the first 2 months of the relationship. And then after that, you're sitting on opposite sides.
Okay. So what would you say you are when it comes to a booth? And now, I will divide it up, and it just kind of depends. But I think I probably prefer sitting on the same side. I think it's close. I think you get to touching, look at each other's phones, things like that can happen. I am on the side of sitting on the same side.
I love it.
I think if you're on good terms and nobody's mad at nobody,
right,
same side is better.
I agree. I think it's good. What about you and Jen, Denny's?
I like opposites, so I can look at her.
Okay.
And we can talk, get that eye contact.
Okay.
But when he's with his boy over here, side to side.
Side to side, yeah. Look at that.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Yeah, we might wind up getting a few pretty decent stories here today. People that got robbed during the Super Bowl. Because, you think about it, it is the perfect scenario for thieves, where you've got really rich businessmen who are coming to get highly intoxicated, wearing very expensive watches, and they are likely not going to report any crimes that happen. So somebody texted in and said, I got a story of my buddy's out-of-town friend who got scammed at the Super Bowl. So
really?
Yeah, that is Scam Central. I'd love to hear more about that. 877-979-9763. Here was a story that happened. Be on the lookout for Carolina.
Oh.
Yes. She hangs out at Live there at the Fontainebleau in Miami Beach. This happened on January 27th. She met up with some guy that I'm sure she's much better looking than. An older businessman. They danced a while. At about 5 a.m., he took her back to a friend's place in Hollywood. And apparently, she stepped outside at about 7:30 a.m. with the keys to his white 2015 Tesla without him knowing.
Whoopsie.
10 minutes later, a neighbor's security camera recorded a guy dressed in black and wearing a hooded jacket getting into the Tesla. The victim said he had locked his car, but he later noticed that his $36,000 Rolex Daytona watch was missing from the car's cup holder, and a $500 key fob was also missing. You big dummy. You got a $36,000 Rolex just sitting in your cup holder in your car? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how dumb some rich people are?
That's so just loose with your stuff. I mean, come on.
You're out of touch, though. You make it if you wearing that kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe he is out of touch, and he's like, oh well.
If you can say "oh well" to a $36,000 watch, wow. They say that the woman is calling herself Carolina, and she's possibly from New Jersey. They have a photo of her from the video, and she's super hot. She's described as Latina, about 5'2", and 120 to 140 pounds, long dark hair, and piercings below her nose and on her right cheek.
She Cardi beat him.
She did. Yeah.
Surviving Cardi B. Remember when that was going on?
Yeah.
That's kind of her thing. Yeah. So there you go. I don't know who's more dumb, the guy that leaves a $36,000 Rolex and cup holder in your car in Hollywood, or these two men who got arrested in Santa Rosa County, Florida. It's in the Panhandle. Apparently what had happened is they were speeding in their car. Cops pull them over, and the drug dogs in the cop car are going nuts. They're doing backflips.
There's so much.
Red rugs in that raw, right rare.
We know it.
Right rare. So the cops start looking through, and what they find as they're looking through the car just a little bit is pouches marked with the words "bag full of drugs." The pouches read bag full of drugs. The dog's going, drugs are in that rag. So they look in the bag, and what do you know? They find meth, MDMA, and other narcotics.
Wow.
Well, I guess you wouldn't get it mixed up with your laundry then if, you got to know the difference.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
Bag full of drugs. There's a guy in Oregon that stole heroin and meth from a drug house in December by posing as a cop and demanding to search the place.
Don't.
Yeah, you got a bag full of drugs in there.
Did it work? He stole this, so it must have worked.
For a little while, he was just arrested. Now he's facing several charges, including robbery, heroin possession, and impersonating a police officer. So that's a trifecta.
Ah.
Yeah, even if you're holding someone else's drugs, you still get the possession. A man is wanted in Connecticut for stealing over $17,000 worth of items from a gas station. Here's the smart thing, though. Normally, we hear about the dummies that leave behind their wallet or their ID or something like that. This guy actually went to work at this gas station. He stole $17,000 worth of stuff, and he stole his employment folder, so the guy who hired him doesn't even know who he is.
Oh, wow.
What did he steal there? Was it snacks?
Lottery tickets, 89 boxes of cigarettes, and money from the cash register.
So when you go to cash those lottery tickets, I think they can flag them, right?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, they know exactly, like, that they're all numbered. They all have barcodes.
If you stole a lottery ticket, won $5,000, and then tried to turn that in, you'd get busted.
I think so. I think the only thing you're able to maybe do quickly is if you turned it around really fast and got low dollar amounts. But if you have to go to, like, Tallahassee to collect your money, you're going to be busted.
And then now you're going into places that have cameras. I mean,
Right.
the whole operation's a mess now. You
Good
have to
to
probably
know.
sell the tickets on the black market, honestly.
And you need to do it really, really fast. And the turnaround needs to be like within the hour of you stealing them. Because I have a feeling the Florida Lottery is on their money. And they will quickly flag your barcode or your number from those tickets you stole.
Something tells me there's a system in place.
Right?
For the
Yeah, you would
lottery.
think.
I think they've probably thought this through.
One would think, Virginia. Well, there's a former Disney employee in Orlando who was arrested for stealing costumes and other items.
Oh my gosh,
That
those
ain't-
costumes are going to be expensive.
Oh, yeah. Ain't cool. Yeah. He wound up getting probation and community service, that kind of stuff. But on the way out of the courtroom, he said, "I'm going to Disney World."
No, he did not.
Yes, he did. But he's not, because he's banned for the next several years.
What a dummy.
Yes.
It's a great closing line, though.
I'm going to Disney World. There's a man who's wanted by Illinois police after he had a sign that read, I don't know.
I have the coronavirus.
That's,
I saw this story. He was walking around and freaking people out because they thought he had the coronavirus.
Is this the one that they had to stop the plane?
No,
There's
this
another
is,
guy.
No, this is the guy in a store.
I'll get to that one here in just a second. Yeah, it's a different one here. But yeah, this guy had a sign that read, I had the coronavirus, and he was spraying disinfectant on items at a Walmart.
Okay.
People freak out. You don't know what he's got. $10,000 worth of damage on everything he sprayed they got to get rid of. The guy was caught on video as he wore a yellow medical mask and sprayed Lysol on produce, clothing, and health and beauty items in the store. And he took off before the cops arrived. He's now facing felony charges because of it. Yeah, don't play. But yeah, what you're talking about, a flight was forced to turn around when a guy claimed that he had the virus.
At first he came on and he said, there's an incident that somebody's not well, and so they're sequestered to the back and all the proper procedure has taken place. After that, he came on and we believe it's a hoax, and thanks to this person, we now have to go back to Ontario, but federal officials will be meeting him there, and there will be a crew working to get you guys back on another flight to Jamaica as soon as possible.
Wow.
And the entire plane then kicked his ass.
They should. If you're joking about that and they have to turn the plane back around and go to Canada, you're trying to go to Jamaica, that's the opposite.
Like, what's all this about?
Yes.
So the opposite.
There was a couple in Cape Coral, Florida that got a package from China. It was like this empty box. And they called 911 because like going, okay, somebody just mailed us the coronavirus.
They were nervous and scared that it was the coronavirus. They called PD. PD called us. We brought the hazmat truck.
Why would the box be sent to them? Who sent the box? Is it really from China? That it's very difficult to do. To send that across in a box. You're not going to do it. It won't work.
Yeah, so it was not the coronavirus.
I saw a meme yesterday that said, "Don't pop bubble wrap because it's from China and it could have the coronavirus in it."
I'm telling you, people are freaked out. When I went to 4 different stores to get some surgical masks, they were all sold out. And the people that working at the place was like, "Yeah, man, people are freaking out."
Yeah.
I saw one person who said, "Yeah, great. The surgical mask I just bought was made in China."
Dang it!
I just put it on my face and got the coronavirus. Well, there's another guy in Utah who had an interesting scam. He would release rats in hotel rooms to get them for free.
Oh my gosh, what a crook.
Yeah, but they got hit to his game and now he got busted, so.
I bet that happens a lot. I bet people do that and they'll say, "Oh, we got rats or we got roaches here," and they brought them in. It's easy.
Yeah.
Easy to get your stuff for free.
But that's horrible. Like, what happens when the rat gets loose and then runs into my room? I'm staying next door. Now I have a rat in the room. I am going to literally pee myself.
They don't care because all they're trying to do is just get that night for free. And if you're a hotel or a motel, you don't know if that rat is your place or not.
You're right.
Yeah. It was a good racket until he got busted. And that is your whacked out news. Lots of scams are going on out there. Adam had texted into us a little bit ago about buddy got in scam Super Bowl stuff. Adam, what exactly happened? How'd your buddy get scammed with the Super Bowl?
Well, he had a friend coming in from Maryland to stay with him to go to the Super Bowl. So he was stationed in Maryland, so his friend was flying down with a buddy of his. What we didn't know at the time is that he didn't actually buy Super Bowl tickets. He was planning on trying to buy or find a scalper to buy tickets when he got down here.
Uh-oh.
Which we thought was a little crazy. So he gets down there the day of the Super Bowl. And we're like, there's no way he's getting in. This is not going to happen.
Right.
And his wife apparently gave him a budget of $3,000 per ticket for the 2 tickets.
Okay.
And like, even if he does find somebody, there's no way that's enough to get in.
Yeah.
So finally, we get a text in. He was able to get in the game. And we're like, there's no way. There's no way. So about a half hour, 45 minutes later, we get another text. You know, my buddy's like updating me what's happening. He says they got in, watched 4 plays before the people who really own the tickets showed up.
No.
And they said that they were advised of that either they need to leave now or they're going to call the police. So obviously they got up and left, went to a local bar to finish the game, and I think they ended up like flying out like the next morning.
That really sucks. And I got to tell you honestly, too, I don't think there's really a local bar that's right there, right outside of Hard Rock Stadium.
That I don't know. I don't know what they did exactly, but I was like, that's a silly thing to book a flight, come all the way down here without tickets or without a plan to get tickets. Like,
yeah. Well, they might be thinking, and I was wondering this too, okay, if some people start to back out, and you'd said this, Virginia, that if you were not going to go to the game, you definitely would sell your tickets.
Yes, but I would sell them through Ticketmaster.com because they verify them.
Yeah.
I'm only buying tickets through Ticketmaster.com going forward because it's too risky. I've done it. I've stood up front of the stadium before, and I've bought tickets from dudes that are out there hustling, and I respect the hustle, but I don't want to get screwed over, and I want my purchase to be protected.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, but I'm sure I was expecting to see a lot of stories about just how many counterfeit tickets went around for the Super Bowl, and I haven't seen that story yet. How bummed was your buddy, Adam?
I mean, I guess he was. Because it was really my buddy's friend. I don't know the guy, but it was my buddy's friend who was. But what I wanted to know is, like, that sucks and all, and I certainly wouldn't have done that. But I was like, did he at least keep the counterfeit tickets? Because at least that's some sort of memento.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to frame them.
Yeah, and counterfeit trick your friends that you actually went? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
That's crazy. So he got in first, and then the people that really had the tickets came behind him, and they were like, no, somebody used our barcode. And they came to his seats and removed him.
Gosh, that's tough.
Dang.
That is tough. You're thinking, I mean, for 3 plays in, you're like, wow.
We did it.
The cheapest ticket was, typically online, I saw $6,000. They got his for 3. He's like, this is the best thing ever. How smart am I? Boy, just, how things can change.
Oh, yeah.
Just a dime. Thank you for the call there, Adam.
But That sucks that they escorted him out. Like, because if you hadn't been sitting in those seats, if you'd have been, like, say, at the snack bar or whatever, you might have gotten away with it. You know, because they come looking for you and you're not in the seats and they can't find you and they let those legit people sit there, but you're getting nachos and they don't know where you are. And you come back.
If you would have just kind of been roving around the stadium then, and now you've got basically standing room only, you don't have a seat.
Now you have standing room only if you could have figured it out in your head.
Yeah, because now they're probably going to escort you out of the stadium with security, so it's not like, we're going to make a run for it?
We can't just stay and stand here.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah.
But when you came back to the seats, you'd have had to have been #be cool. Because if you start a big fight with those people that are sitting in the seats that legitimately own them, it's going to be on you. You're going to have to figure out pretty quick you got scammed if you want to be standing room only.
What's amazing about that, though, is with these counterfeiters, that they were able to make a ticket that not only looked legit, but they scan tickets now. And with the security around a Super Bowl, which is insane.
What my friend was telling me they're doing now is they will hack into your Ticketmaster account. And if you received your tickets through your Ticketmaster account, they will hack into that. So get to the game early, guys.
Everything is going to be. They're going to hack your brain before you know it.
You're right. If a hacker wants you, I feel like a hacker can get you.
If a hacker wanted to ruin any of our lives, let's say Virginia said something just so unspeakable on the air, and they wanted to bring you down, they could.
I believe it.
And your friends too.
I totally believe it. I think that they are smart enough, and they're so many steps ahead of the security that people come up with.
I feel like that with if someone's stalking you and they want to get you, they'll get you. If they want to.
That's why I have a blade on me.
Smart. I sleep with an axe, Kev.
An axe.
An X or an axe?
An axe.
Don't sleep with an axe.
No, the axe is way less dangerous.
Yes. What about this? Let's say that you worked with a scalper or a scam artist like this, and they said, hey, this ticket will get you in the game, but it's got a seat on it that's fake. Somebody else is going to have that. $500. But you can get in the stadium. You just got to, as Vanilla Ice would say, get in where you fit in. And I've been in those kind of games where I've shifted seats as, I could tell they were empty and that's a better seat. And you're like, hey, let's go take that.
Absolutely, I've shifted.
Me and you got busted at a spring training game. We were sitting like on the first baseline in these great seats. Like, how long are we going to be able to stay? We were there for a good 3 innings, and then they told us to leave, and it was very embarrassing.
Yeah, you got to deal with the embarrassment, but yeah.
We totally did it.
Because you never know.
It's a long walk back to the cheap seats.
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it them guys from the radio?
Damn, they really don't pay much in radio.
But if somebody for $500 is like, this will get you into Hard Rock Stadium, you won't have a seat. You just got to find your way around. Just to kind of be in it and maybe peek your head out and look a little bit at the live Super Bowl halftime show.
I would totally pay that. If the Saints would have been in the Super Bowl and somebody would have come to me and said, hey, here's a fake ticket. Get in for $500 and you'd have to be standing room only.
Yeah.
But you're in, baby. I would have gladly paid it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if that makes me a scammer too, but I'm not going to go sit in the seats.
I mean, if you're just standing there, what are you really scamming? Like, you're not taking anyone's seat. If you're just standing room only,
right?
What's
you're just drinking it all in. You're just vibing.
And it's all you didn't pay. You paid money, right?
Yeah,
to stand.
I mean, you are not supposed to be there, but I'm always in places I'm not supposed to be.
I feel like it's one of those light crimes. That's a light crime. Now, if you're sitting in their seat and you're being a jerk, that's different than just kind of standing, taking up space.
I agree.
Somebody said that I've got a tip to get better seats in an event legally. Buy your tickets as normal. Keep checking the Ticketmaster resale site right up until the event begins, and then move up to any unsold seats.
Brilliant.
I always end up closer.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, they'll show specifically which seats are unsold, and now with a mobile device, you can go onto that site and see that these more expensive seats have not been sold yet.
Totally.
And so you know right up until the game that they are open. Nobody purchased them, so you have your cheaper tickets and you just move up into them.
Damn!
That's smart.
I could have done that for the Weezer concert.
We could have done that for everything we've ever been to.
Because there were like 5 seats that nobody ever bought, and I was looking at them going, those are great seats that nobody purchased. They would have never known.
You could have looked on Ticketmaster, saw that they were open and available, and moved into them.
Wow.
Worry-free.
That is kind of a great tip there.
Great tippage.
All right. Thieves, you got any more advice? 877-979-9763.
It's a victimless crime.
Uh-huh.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF. Do you want to watch the KVJ Show live or on demand? Find us on youtube.com/KVJ Show.
Oh, got lots of scams going on here today, talking about some of the stuff at the Super Bowl, some people getting scammed out of tickets, scammed out of $35,000 Rolexes. This is just some of the stories starting to trickle out from what happened of the week of sin.
Scammed out of love.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Or lust.
Somebody did have a good point about, somebody a second ago said, I always go on to like the Ticketmaster site and I see the more expensive unsold seats. And then right before the game, I move down to those. And this is a good point because I've had this. A lot of times there are security guards at the top of the aisles, especially when you go into the more elite levels. I know like at Marlins Park, when you want to get right down behind home plate, they've got people there. So unless you've got the ticket that has that you're down in that section, they won't let you through.
Unless you got some meats on you. Make sure you get a little food on you.
Meat? What, you can bribe them with like beef jerky?
Believe it or not, some people can be bribed with meats.
I'd like to see you try that. It'd be interesting to see how often that works.
Okay.
Hey, I got a sausage for you.
Oh, you want a turkey leg? I got a turkey leg.
I got a summer sausage.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said to get a free pit upgrade to any one show, one person buys pit tickets. Since they're electronic, you just screenshot the ticket and share with friends. Works for seats, too. Just buy cheap lawn tickets to get in. I've done it for years.
Oh. These tips are giving me life right now.
That, I think, could get you around the security issue. It would be something where, you would try to go in, one person would go in, and then you try to get the ticket out, and then somebody else uses it to get in. And
you could do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the challenge. You know what? It's always the dance, Virginia.
I'm a fan of the dance.
Ushers and security trying to get better, and then the people were trying to get access they didn't pay for, or trying to figure out how we can get access we didn't pay for. So is the rub and the scam.
Sometimes if you just act like you belong somewhere, that's half the battle.
It is a big part of it.
It really is.
It is a big part of it. So it just kind of depends. And it all depends, too, how much have you been drinking?
Because I can see how that could either hurt or help you.
Yeah, because that person who's been drinking a lot and then they try to act like they belong there.
What time of day it is, that's how I can tell you how drunk I am.
I mean, I think 2 beers in, you got a shot at getting in there. 5 beers in, I'm getting kicked out.
Yes, you're right. That's typically where it is. Now, this is kind of a scam, but I got to tell you, I kind of like this one. There's a woman from Washington, D.C. who pranked a man who sent her an unsolicited D-pic. And now her idea is going viral. A lot of people actually kind of like it. She told the man that the image that he sent her had been blocked out by a non-existent app and warned him that the app would automatically alert law enforcement. Now, apparently, he'd sent her multiple messages, and after she sends this message back to him, he goes quiet.
Yeah, because he's freaking out.
Yeah.
She shared the prank idea on Twitter, and users loved it, with one person saying, this actually needs to be an app.
Yeah,
I love that.
You don't send unsolicited pictures of your private part. Don't.
Yeah.
You just don't.
And if you do, bad things are going to happen.
Yeah. Somehow there's a way to, there's an electronic fingerprint, and we track that down and find out who sent it.
Well, if you're just talking to somebody and then like, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you here. And then the next thing is their private, their dong.
It's not cool.
You're an animal.
It happens.
Oh, I know. I've seen it happen to you.
You are an animal. And what are you thinking? Do you think that this girl that you barely know really wants to see your D? Are you that out of touch?
Well, people think, oh, it's only online. It doesn't count, but it's changing.
It's very much changing, and never lead with that. Come on, guys.
Now, if someone's asking for it.
Thank you. Now, that is just an exchange of goods at that point.
Now you're having a Friday night, and it's fun. You got a couple wines in you.
Is that considered a sexual assault?
I think what's going to happen...
What is it categorized as?
I think it's changing, and it might have already changed, but I think it's getting to the point now you cannot drop a dong picture to people without their consent. And it's a kind of like if you were walking outside and someone shows it to you, really, what's the difference? A dong's a dong, baby.
I agree. A dong's a dong, and it's usually wrong. I don't want to see it.
Okay.
Unless I've seen it in person and I've, welcomed it in person, I don't want to see it on any kind of platform like a text or an email. I don't.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. That's actually a good scam that's going on. So watch out if you're sending out the unsolicited D pics. You never know. Technology might get you in trouble. Coming up here on the KVJ show, how much money do you think that you have spent on sale items? Does that attract you, Virginia, when you see something on sale?
I do. I get caught up in original price and then sale price, and I love a discount.
Yeah, I bought some these chipmunk wooden figures, and I would never have bought them, but they were on sale at one of those Tuesday mornings. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, Tuesday morning is knick-knack heaven.
I'm like, $4.99 for a chipmunk family? I think I will get
Just
that.
what I need. Just what I needed right now.
I like chipmunks.
Yeah.
Oh, chipmunks are adorable. I'll take those off your hands for $2.
Okay.
So if a good sale gets you, what is the average adult spending annually on those sale items? I'll let you know the staggering number coming up next. So that word sale always gets your attention. They write it in red. It's just a lot of people's favorite four-letter word, sale, S-A-L-E. You see it, you're like going, okay, what is that? How many items do you think that you have purchased that you probably didn't need just because it was on sale and they get you?
A lot.
Yeah. I've tried to get better at it because it really is a problem. I do this because I think, oh, I'll use it one day or I'll need it one day. And with the exception of I plan to give it as a gift, I gotta stop. I can't just buy something because it's on sale.
Yeah, I bought this this little rug with ladybugs on it, and it was on sale. I've never used it once, and it's not that good of a rug, but it was on sale, so I got it. Ladybug rug.
I get it.
Ladybug rug. What are the dumbest things that you have purchased?
Oh my gosh.
Because they were on sale.
So, those karate gis, I got those on sale, and they were still expensive. The one that exploded on the air?
Yeah, right. I remember just ripped apart. You just unraveled before our very eyes.
The stitching looks like it was like held together by 3 threads for the whole entire butt.
That is why you cannot go drinking and shopping, because the guy sold me a bill of goods. He really did.
He saw you coming.
He did.
That's pretty unreal. They say that on average, to put a perspective and a dollar average behind this, they say that according to this new study, the average adult spent almost $8,000 last year on stuff that was on sale. But they say looking back on them, they only think about half of them were actually good deals.
I get it. I am part of the problem, and I'm trying to get better about it.
The rest was a waste of money, they said. So that's about how much you're doing. $4,000 of sale item stuff is well spent. $4,000 is not.
It all depends on what's going on my mind, too. I think sometimes you buy things to fill voids.
You totally do. If you feel sad, sometimes retail therapy will make you feel a little better.
Sometimes you're eating, you're like, I'm not even hungry. I'm just going to keep eating.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's why you can't fit in your pants.
Yeah.
We're all trying to fill a void, baby.
What would you say is the number one thing that you regret spending money on?
College.
Well, you only went to 7 of them.
Well, I mean, I graduated, but it was so much money. And looking back at my career, I did not need college for this.
Didn't help you a bit.
I did not need college whatsoever to be on this goofy ass show.
Some of the biggest regrets that people have: buying alcohol at clubs and events.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Bottle service at the strip club. I mean, I can't even tell you how many thousands of dollars I've spent in my career. And it's a career. I've been going to strip clubs since I was 18. But you don't need a bottle. Just get a beer, dummy. Just buy a beer.
Mine is food. I am the Elton John of spending money on food. I love variety. I like a meal. I like meals, plural.
Plural.
I like appetizers, and it excites me. It's when I feel I'm at my best. When I know food is on its way and there's options. I don't know, it brings out the best in me. But someone could argue, brings out the worst in me as well.
Other things people said that they regretted spending their money on: whining and dining what turned out to be terrible people on dates.
Just know when you're out there in the jungle, baby, you're going to get bit.
And you can't learn if you don't make mistakes on dates. And you can't figure out what you want until you see what you don't want. So I would disagree with that one.
But I'm curious about this, though. If you don't really know much about the person and you're not necessarily like, I don't know if I like them or I'm not going to like them or whatever, I don't have a feeling on this, would it not be wise to put off an expensive meal or date till maybe date 2 or 3 and go for something a little bit more affordable?
I think a lot of guys are trying to impress her on the first date, and so they want to show out. And yeah, you're spending the money, but what if she's awesome? Then she's impressed.
You want to impress her with your creativity. I disagree with the witch here. You don't have to go to a fancy-ass restaurant. If you show that you're interested in somebody and you put effort into it and you're creative, I think it's a win.
Because you think about it, let's say that you go through 6 people in a row that all just after one date, okay, I know this is going nowhere. And you've taken them to a meal, and you could run up in South Florida easily $200, $250, $300 on a nice meal.
If you get a bottle of wine,
So that's $1,800 that maybe you have spent over the course of 3 months, and you look back on that and say, yeah, I really didn't need to spend. I shouldn't have spent a penny of any of that.
The thing I do agree with the witch on is sometimes you got to swing for the fences and you strike out and you learn from the strikeouts.
And the thing that I agree with you on, Bird, since we're complimenting each other, I think that, yes, if you're a guy who knows he's creative and funny or fun and can wow her with that stuff, do it. But most guys are not. I'm here to tell you, most guys need to take you to a fancy restaurant because they're nervous, or they're just not creative, or they can't think of anything fun or funny. And this is probably the best move they can make by taking you to a nice restaurant.
With the right perspective and attitude, you could make a trip to Walmart fun and cozy with somebody.
Sure, because
really
you
could.
have the skills to do that. Not every guy is dealing with your level of expertise when it comes to making the girls' panties drop.
All right, well, let's stop complimenting each other because it's now making me uncomfortable / nauseous.
Somebody said, if you see the prices of beer out at the amphitheater, oh, I know. You go craft beer, I think it's $15.
Holy moly.
Yes, for a beer. And then you put in a tip. Yeah, you're walking away. That's, $17 on a beer.
$17 beer.
Yeah.
But they better last the entire concert.
To answer your question, though, if you are in that dating limbo and you don't know if you can absolutely not spend that much money and still have a good time and still impress somebody.
Right, and get to where you need to be and say, hey, date 2 or 3, I really like this person. I'm ready to invest $300 now on an expensive meal.
Date 4, baby, we are going to Red Lobster. Oh, yeah.
Somebody said, biggest waste on my money, that little kiosk in the middle of the mall that sells those flat irons, they got me. A few years ago for about $400 for 2 flat irons on sale. Thought I got a good deal.
They got kiosks. I got kiosks, too. I bought those planes. You ever see those planes they throw?
Yeah.
And they do those loop-de-loops?
They never work for you like they do for them.
The first round, they threw it right into a tree, and it just blew off.
Disintegrates.
Destroyed it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said, I regret all the money that I spent on losing scratch-off tickets. I need to win some. Aha. Somebody who knows exactly what we're doing about this time of day every single week. Thank you. X multiplier from the Florida Lotto. Yes. So if you have that kind of scratch regret, this is easy for you. $300 book of scratch-off tickets you get for free. So if you have a bunch of losses, you have no guilt. But I will tell you that these packs have over $520 million in cash prizes. $300 book right now for caller number 9, 877-979-9763 at the KVJ Show.
Want to find the KVJ Show on social media? Just search KVJ Show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Simple, huh?
Mm-hmm. Talking about the dumb money that you have spent. Yes, lots of people talking about the booze that they have purchased. Somebody said $14 a beer times 2 and $28 for a mixed drink times 5 at the Super Bowl.
Oh. I told you about that one buddy of mine, him and his wife, they stopped smoking pot completely, and they were going back on their finances, and they were shocked of how much money they were spending a year on weed. They couldn't believe it.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
We're talking thousands and thousands of dollars for years and years.
But it makes them happy.
It did.
You have to look at that as, okay, this is how we relax.
And then there is the whole thing, life is short. You're going to die one day.
You're going to die one day, so wouldn't you rather have enjoyed the ride?
The person who had sent in that text, they wound up spending $168 in booze at the Super Bowl, and then I lost my wallet too with $100 cash inside.
Oh, no.
On top of the tickets, $268.
Did you lose it or did you get pickpocketed?
Who knows? Yeah, it's a good question. You never know. Somebody said, I regret spending money on a meet and greet VIP I did with my favorite band. I've loved them for over 14 years. Got in, got 15 seconds, and they wouldn't let me get a hug.
Oh.
And it wasn't what I expected. That's the thing that's tough with some of these high-end ticket items, because you are spending more money than you probably should on something, but if you can have that experience that is just unbelievable, but you don't know what you're going to get a lot of times. Sometimes it might just be the mood of the band or whatever the circumstances are that could make it either completely awesome or I just wasted how much money on that?
Like I heard Smash Mouth the other night wasn't so accommodating.
No way.
Maybe I shouldn't say that on the radio, but oops, just did.
Why stop now, curtailing what you say?
I haven't stopped for 20 years, so why now? Yeah, I heard that they hustled them in, hustled them out, our winners, and that the band was just kind of like over it.
But sometimes I that stinks, but sometimes
No, I heard this from people that were not the winners.
I know, I hear, but what I'm saying is sometimes there's stuff going on behind the scenes that nobody knows about, and you don't know.
Sure.
I'm not defending their...
It's unpredictable, and that's the thing about it. When you go into it and you have an expectation of it's going to be cool and fun, and then the band basically kicks you to the curb, you're like, meh.
Well, here is our winner who actually sent a photo in. If you're watching KVJ TV, you can see her there with Smash Mouth from their Super Clematis by Night performance. She was our meet and greet winner.
Is that the lead singer in the middle?
Yeah, looks good, doesn't he? That's Steve.
That does not look like him to me.
Yeah.
Are we sure that's not Sean?
Are we sure they didn't switch out Steve for some other dude?
Was that Smushmouth?
It has been 20 years.
Dog, that does not look like him.
It does not even look like him.
I mean, I know what that lead singer looks like.
Hey now, you're an imposter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're fake.
Go take a look.
Fake.
Try to find a
Did we get duped
recent
again?
photo.
Did we get duped by the fake Smash Mouth?
We got duped by
or did the city of West Palm Beach get duped by the fake Smash Mouth?
We did get duped by the fake Fallout Boy.
We did.
Okay, so this is Malika who had sent this in. I want to send you guys a picture of my son and I meeting Smash Mouth. Although they refused to sign anything for my son, as he is a drummer and wants to be a musician for his career, and they rushed us out so quickly, my son wanted to ask them some questions about making it in the music biz. But shout out to Captain KVJ, who hung out with us the whole time while we were waiting for Smash Mouth to show up. We had great conversation and was super cool to hang out with us. I won the meet and greet last week when I played Bailey and Who Is Legit, Traveling with the Carnival. So thank you for the cool prize. And I've been a part of the KVJ Nation for 16 years. So that is Malika's take with Smash Mouth. Yeah, they would not sign, and it's a real quick, get a photo, smile, and get the heck out of here.
So you didn't get, to sign with an autograph from Smush Mouth, but you did get to hang with Captain KVJ.
And the fake lead singer of Smush Mouth.
I don't think that's him.
I don't either.
Yeah, let's look that up. A recent picture of...
Is this a conspiracy?
Yeah.
Did we unfold something they've been trying to hide?
I saw him on stage and he was singing and it sounded like him, but I guess he could have been lip syncing.
That's why they're getting everybody out of there quick. They don't want anyone to notice it's a fake singer.
He can't sign autographs because it's not him.
Move along, move along, move along. Yeah. Fascinating. Jane is on here from Cooper City. Hello, Jane.
Hi.
How are you today?
Even better.
Good. Yeah, I was going to say, you've got some scratching to do. We've got a book worth $300 of Florida Lottery scratch-off tickets, the X Multiplier, with their tickets selling over $520 million worth of cash prizes so far. Okay, Jane?
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. You enjoy that. Tomorrow, about this time, we'll do another round.
I hope Smush Mouth didn't sign only because they had to get out of... Because, come on. You can't sign something for the kid.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sometimes what I see...
It's a kid. I got a problem when somebody says no to a kid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
that just pisses me off.
Well, it's not like you're sitting at a restaurant eating. You're at a thing where people are there to see you. You don't think, oh, maybe someone might want my autograph?
And it's not 1999, Smush Mouth. A kid.
Yeah. I to me, I like the one item per person, and then
You're a kid drummer at a meet and greet.
Yeah.
You know who did it right? The guy, Jason Newsted from Metallica. He came into his meet and greet, and I saw him run it like a boss. So he told everybody, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to come through the line twice. First time through, we do pictures. Second time through, we do autographs. It moved so quickly and so efficiently, and everybody got exactly what they wanted. Sorry, Smash Mouth. You ain't no Newstead.
I'm not going to lie. The chat room's really giving Smush Mouth the business.
Oh, they are, huh? They don't think it's the real Steve?
They don't think it was cool. They're not
Hey
saying
now,
something.
you're a douchebag.
Yeah. You got to be good to your fans.
You gotta.
And I hate to judge anybody because I wasn't there, but you are at a meet and greet. You got a fan in front of you. The fact that you are shocked that someone wanted autographs on you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's a kid. It's a kid.
No.
We're fired up.
You know, the good news is at least she didn't pay a ton of money like that. One person said I paid a ton of money for that experience, and
True.
it was disappointing. So, you know, at least Malika's was free. So, and she got to hang with Captain KVJ, which I would argue might be better than Smash
Bigger
Mouth.
star in my world. Sorry.
Well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about on the After the Show podcast coming up. We're going to be answering and giving you a little bit more details on the Raise Your Hand poll, people driving under the influence, fantasizing about their good friend's partner, all that kind of stuff. We'll hear about coming up. Before we get to that, Jay Bird, if you would wrap us today with your thought.
Life's too short to learn from your own mistakes, so learn from others.
Oh, yes.
Did you miss an episode of the KVJ Show? No worries. Find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or kvjshow.com.